Simpsons Index, an online spreadsheet that is also a podcast. This is the podcast. Welcome to the Simpsons Index. I am your host, Elliot J. O'Neill, and this is Teenage Wasteland Part 2. Maybe you're a bit confused about what's going on right now. Well, normally on the Simpsons Index, we watch and review 3 episodes of The Simpsons at a time. But the catch is, each episode comes from a different decade. But that's not what's happening right now. No, for this week and last week, we've been breaking format to do our special called Teenage Wasteland, where we have an exclusive look at some of the not quite so loved episodes from the teens era. Anyway, so let's get into it. This is part 2. It picks up right where we left off last week in part 1, just after we reviewed Boys of Bummer, and this is at about hour 5 in our 10-hour marathon Simpsons podcast recording session. We get hilariously insane by the end of this episode. Anyway, that's enough from me. Enjoy the show, everybody. It's time to decide on the next episode if we've got another one in us.
Oh yeah, I will now be rolling with my Level Up Dice Opalite set.
Ooh.
Level Up Dice, they're amazing. Check them out. So we are on a 1.
All right, we are going to the episode which commits the sin of over-sexualizing Marge, which is the sin of lust. And we are going to go watch Season 14's Large Marge. We'll be back.
Oh no.
Boob implants.
I should like this one, but I'm not gonna.
And we are back for Part 5 of Teenage Wasteland.
Part 5. Part pie.
It's been a long night, folks.
It is midnight right now. And we just watched Season 14, Episode 4, Large Marge. It was first released in November of '02 when it was written by Ian Maxtone Graham. In this episode, Marge, feeling a bit insecure of how Homer might view her, goes to get liposuction, but shock, there was a confusion and she accidentally gets breast implants. And so the episode follows her for the 2 days that she has to wait until she can get them removed. And in the B story, Bart and Milhouse imitate something they saw Krusty the Clown do on the Batman 66 TV show, and Krusty gets in trouble for it. And then Bart and Milhouse and Stampy the Elephant, yes, work together to get Krusty out of hot water. Guys, what did you think?
I actually kind of like this one.
Yeah?
I mean, as far as sins go, it's not the worst. And I think I just like the plot of this one. I like how it flows and it kind of comes together at the end. There's not a lot of laugh out loud moments, but overall, this is probably the best one we've seen tonight.
Yeah, there's some jokes I like. I won't deny. How about you, Jordan?
Yeah, I mean, it's not the worst sin because, as we've previously stated, Marge is a fox. But
the objectification is gross, is it not?
It is very overt, and it's very, I guess they're trying to make a comment about, society only judges women by their appearance and not their...
Yeah. There is a degree of, her being objectified is a plot point that they're using to draw. Now, to what extent they're drawing and how they're drawing to it, that's up to the individual.
I think it's gross because the only downside that they show, really, is and they keep going back to it, oh, my back, it's so sore, and I have to wear this, this waistband thing to help with it. Everything else is really, it's Mama, don't you feel, bad about this? But it's still played off as a positive throughout the whole thing, and that's the bit that kind of makes me go...
Yeah, and there's no real lesson learnt at the end of it, of... Marge decides to keep the implants for longer because it's working for her, but then starts going through that downside, and I guess they are playing the men as pigs, but it doesn't feel like they're ever making any commentary on the thing.
No. It's they do have that shot with them all, leering in through the... whatever, but then it doesn't make it any better because it's Marge still says, the only person that I want ogling is you, homie. And it's still you're still not addressing the problem at all, that you were trying to maybe immaturely bring up.
And and it's a bit that I like, but it's unfortunate because they're just totally pointing out that no one's learning a lesson from this thing. And where Bart goes, Lisa, you learned a lesson. And she, no, I didn't. Lisa learned a lesson. See, I like that because it's Bart missing the point and him misunderstanding, and also Maggie's just dancing
Little dancing.
Along.
I did like her dancing, yeah.
All right. So for better or worse, what moments of the story stuck out to you?
Bad for me is the fact of how they managed to pin it on Krusty in the first place.
Yeah.
I didn't mind the joke of the the Iwo Jima soldiers coming and then the joke of them raising the flag again, and that was kind of cool. But Bart arrives on the scene and Skinner immediately goes, "There's your queen bee," like immediately blaming him without knowing anything.
With no evidence.
And then all Bart has to say, "Oh, I just copied something Krusty saw on TV," and then it's suddenly, "Oh, we're going out to get Krusty now." Like, all it took was saying that one thing. I thought it was really dumb.
Then Krusty will feel the brunt of my blame. And which sort of pissed me off because it wasn't even a Krusty the Clown bit. It was a Batman 66 bit.
Yeah.
Krusty's technically not responsible for this.
No.
Like, it'd be different if it happened on his show. And, like, I'm saying this as a negative. In a bit that I otherwise liked was the tribute to Batman 66. I thought they nailed
the direction and the kind of campiness of it. And,
and the carousel reversal spray. Like, that is funny shit.
Was that Adam West?
Oh, yeah. That was both Adam West and Burt Ward.
Oh, wow.
I know.
And great. I love that, holy moly, Batman, we're the victims of the G-Force. That's right, old chum. We will literally blush ourselves to death. Getting Adam West and Burt Ward on board for this, like, made that parody all the much better.
Yeah. Look, Adam West, rest in peace.
Oh, yeah.
Has always, I think, known exactly what he is, and is just happy to parody himself, essentially, throughout the entirety of his career afterwards. Yeah, he went through his, alcoholism after Batman 66, but then totally came out the other side just knowing and, making some of the best art that someone in his position could make. Yeah.
It's true.
Sometimes. If you guys haven't seen the pilot for, what is it? He plays like this actor who thinks he's a detective, and it was written by Conan O'Brien. Yeah, it's a show that never got picked up to series, but the pilot is still on YouTube. It was made in the mid-90s, and it was meant to be a show with Adam West in the lead role, and it was sort of like in the vein of Police Squad and Naked Gun stuff. Like, it is fantastic.
Oh, right, okay, so it was supposed to be a comedy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a parody, yeah.
The show was called Look Well. I'll put up a link tomorrow on our Twitter and Facebook pages.
BT, what are moments from the story that stuck out for you in this episode?
I should be able to defend this because I actually said I kind of like this one, but Rookie Quan, number 1 on the West Side.
Same here, kiss here, national day.
Yeah, it's not a story of high points. It's just a story of general rolling on. It kind of just carries through. There's nothing I'm gonna say. Wow, that was a great plot point, and applaud that in particular. It worked well enough, I suppose is my point.
Sure. The part that didn't work for me and the bit of the story that sticks out is also the one musical moment of this episode was the song about going through each member of Springfield, making a metaphor or comparison for Marge's boobs. Mo going, you're classy and as good looking as a hooker from Belize.
Yep.
And Dr. Hibbert going, or a patient with insurance who's crawling with disease.
Yeah. Exotic, I think it was, from Belize.
Yeah. So this is a moment as well, we were saying with the musical moments in the episode, they kind of drag when the song's slow. At least this one was up-tempo and they were moving through the jokes quickly.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was like, for a long time, I didn't get, you're like my Jacqueline Bisset in my favorite film, The Deep. But I get that now. Because in that movie, Jacqueline Bisset was not aware that she was going to be on the ocean as much as she was.
Oh, okay.
And her costume consisted of a white t-shirt.
Oh.
Yeah. High beams and wet t-shirt.
Wow.
So that's what that's alluding to.
High beams and wet dreams.
Hey-oh.
I'm sorry, Jack.
What was Mr. Burns' line? You're as young and alluring as the blood I get from sheep or something?
It's invigorating, I think.
Yeah.
That's very weird.
But yeah, like comic book guys, you're like X-Men number 3 and Mylar Bag and Snake's Line, Brand New Muscle Car, All the Wheels are mag.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, those were like, like, I don't know, the song was a mix of like complete grossness and the occasional funny line.
I do enjoy, though, the turn of then Bart's were like, well, don't forget my plot point.
Yeah.
I got Krusty in hot water. And it's like, nope, no song for you.
With the economy the way it is, you're lucky you get soup. And so what about the jokes? What, for better or worse, what stuck out to you from the joke side of things?
I really like Clinton, Bush, and Carter being the Three Stooges.
Yeah. That was really well done. Like, completely out of date, but so magically nailed.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like Lisa coming over like, Dad, what are you doing? And, well, if Bart can be El Barto, I can be El Homo. And the gay stereotype walks over and goes, you're so much braver than I could be.
Yeah.
And
And then Homer frantically rushing out to paint. Like, I get it's kind of funny from the El Barto thing, but
If they just let it hang on El Homo, I think that'd be fine.
yeah, but the fact that they drag a gay dude out.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing you can say about that is that's Homer's homophobia, not necessarily the show or the writers. But yeah, I think it would be better just leave it hanging on El Homo.
Yeah.
And that just being fine. Don't need the guy walking over, you are so brave.
Yeah.
Or Homer's panicked reaction, just let it hang.
Yeah.
Yeah, and jokes for me that stuck out about this episode. Again, it was actually in that scene. I didn't like the whole thing with his wedding ring.
My real ring's inside a turtle.
Yeah, okay, that was funny, but the Band-Aid in alfoil, I thought that was just the way it was delivered. Homer, this is just a Band-Aid wrapped in alfoil.
A little too direct here.
Yeah, but they managed
it's set
to...
up for the punch, though.
It set it up for the whole, oh, look, wedding ring tan line, and that was one thing, but... Homer doing the muscle flexing and Marge, as she's driving by, going, "Oh, I know flirting when I see it."
I like the line of, "I've read enough articles about flirting to know it when I see it."
Yeah.
Sorry,
okay.
Being someone who doesn't know how flirting works, I like that line.
All right. Well, actually, you've made it better because then that takes the onus off Marge being dumb and more,
Yeah,
she's been fed bad Cosmo advice.
This is the one man she's dated since high school.
Yeah.
Of course, she doesn't really know what flirting is.
Yeah.
And it's just read
and
enough.
that's how my beautiful wife gave birth to our son. It was what?
Yeah, that's.
It was just
very
weird.
creepy.
I don't know if it's necessarily good or bad. Just weird.
Mm.
This was a weird episode. Play count. Before tonight, have you seen this episode before?
I have. I'm gonna say I don't know, 10 times maybe.
Yeah.
I think I have, but I think I only remember small, tiny little bits. I didn't remember most of it.
I actually think I've seen this episode probably 20 times, maybe.
Okay.
You just always have to win, don't you?
Yep. In the game of I've seen Simpsons more than you, yes, I win. No, because this was included on a DVD compilation called Love in Springfield or something. And it had this episode, the season 15, 16 episode, The Way We Wasn't, which is a weird flashback episode which tells the story of how Homer and Marge met when they were 12.
Ooh.
And then it had a couple of better episodes on it. But yeah, just because it was on this compilation, I saw it a bunch. Yeah, so this episode is one that I've seen a bunch. And back in the day, I don't know, I wouldn't have not watched it a bunch if it wasn't funny. But man, watching it now, it doesn't really hold up for me.
Is it because, teenage Elliot was like, ooh, cartoon boobs.
Long guppies.
Yeah. No, I mean, I was definitely a lot less discerning back then, and certainly, I try to go back and watch Family Guy, and I think just the experience of doing this podcast has ruined it for me, because, we're like, okay, well, what was wrong what didn't work? And
Plot
that's
structure.
all Family Guy is.
Yeah.
But, anyway, any impact or memories this episode had with you?
Long guppies and cumbazongas.
Yep.
Marge's ample bosom closing the cabinet. She tries to open them.
That was a good visual bit, I thought.
And I feel like that's probably a thing that's happened.
Sure.
Right in, ample bosomed people.
I felt like after the first, it could have just been one time, but she kept doing it and going, and just kept trying the same thing. And I'm like, come on, Marge. Just...
Yeah, especially picking up Maggie. Didn't think over and
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's the thing. Cupboard thing I thought was perfect, but then, the Maggie thing is okay, you've clearly got a bit more room on your arms there to, extend out and bring the child up. Stop slamming its head into your McGuppies.
Yeah.
Bazongas.
Magumbo.
The I noticed that the majority of my notes are all about the wackiness.
Well, we'll get to the wackiness in a second. We'll just quickly go, did this feel like an episode of The Simpsons?
Yeah.
No one's off point. It's a weird adventure for Marge, but I wouldn't say she warms to it. She's not like, oh, I've got enormous boobs now. Now I'm going to be a different person. It's more that things change for her. She's like, well, maybe we'll just see where this goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the creeps are creepy.
Yeah. And I do find it weird that of all the creeps following her, Hibbert is the one that's married.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a little weird. Mr. Burns, he's always had a weird... Occasionally he's interested in women, occasionally he's not.
He's been interested in Marge before,
That's true.
actually.
There's that weird VR episode. Huh?
Yeah. Oh,
Mo, obviously.
yeah.
Comic book
Sea
guy
Captain.
yeah.
Fair enough.
But yeah, Hibbert is the one outlier of them all.
Yeah.
I guess in terms of feeling, I feel like if this was a classic episode, Lisa would have been hitting on the objectivism a lot more.
Yeah.
Like, it's probably not the worst thing the way they handled it in here, where Marge actually came to the conclusion herself and she was getting over the constant pestering, but I don't know.
The thing I take out of that is that it was a change of pace for her, and that was, it then became a problem. But she initially pursues it because it is a change of pace. She even says, "Oh, homie, I could use a little bit more excitement." When she first gets offered the modeling contract, then by her own method, finds out that okay, this isn't for me.
No,
but she gets there on her own, and she takes the opportunity for her own reasons. So.
Yeah, whereas, I felt if this was a classic episode, Lisa wouldn't have taken such a backseat in this whole thing. She would have gone, Mum, you can't let people do this.
But it makes her neck look thinner.
And I didn't really enjoy Bart's not caring about the whole situation in it all, and...
Well, what was he supposed to care about?
I don't know, people are fucking looking at my mum. It is creepy. Like, he just sort of goes along with it. Hey, Mum, your boobs got us a good table. Go your boobs. Mum's boobs. Mum's boobs. That didn't happen, but still...
Well, I mean, his only interaction is Milhouse is all, "I'm not supposed to look at you," but previously Milhouse has been like, "What? My mom's ears are pierced. Do you think she's cool? No, I think she's hot."
Yeah.
Simpsons tied, I believe.
Yep. How about the wackiness? Boing.
The friggin' what do they call that spinny thing on the playground? Launches.
Yeah, it just comes out of the socket and just launches. Yeah, that was I was going to say the fact that who was the middle? It was Bush. Bush sawing Clinton's head off.
Yeah, that was where the Three Stooges thing, I think, was let down.
I'm pretty sure Three Stooges sawed each other at one point.
Sawed each other?
Maybe.
Let's Google
then
Three Stooges saw.
But then he whacks him with the flat of the saw, and I'm like, okay, fine. But then, when you can hear it like it's sawing.
Yeah, much like
wood.
George Washington had wooden teeth, Clinton had a wooden spine.
Clearly. The other one, another wacky bit, there was just dinosaur eggs in the Simpsons household.
Dinosaur eggs?
Yeah, they did that pan through the floor bit.
Oh, right, yeah.
There's just some dinosaur eggs like just hatching in the middle of the and I was like, what is that about?
But
Krusty in the garbage as well, in the garbage can, and he gets stuffed in there, and it's like, Krusty always lands on his feet.
That was so unnecessary.
Yeah.
It's very Looney Tunes, though.
But yeah, what bugged me about that bit is they'd already wrapped up that part of the story. The people were angry at Krusty. They'd finished that. They didn't need that extra beat. And it's a shame because that followed up a good joke for me, which was Principal Skinner holding the sign, protest, Beavis and Butthead crossed out, South Park crossed out, Krusty the Clown.
Yeah. Just lastly, when the History Channel was still about history.
Yeah.
It wasn't about
aliens. Yeah. That bit, it was fine enough joke with, Homer going, do we? Dad, I'm telling you, it's Truman.
I do like that as an opening. It is Simpsons watching TV in the opening.
Hey, there we go.
And that, they've bet on the outcome of the History Channel election.
Yeah, so it's Lisa.
I like the implication.
And they've made this bet on something that she knew was going to happen.
Yeah.
Homer and his hubris. Oh, that's it, Dad. Now I've won, and now we get to do my choice for adventure.
I choose the daddy-daughter activity.
Yeah, it was a bit clumsy, but it was a fine enough way to get into the episode.
It doesn't spend 10 minutes getting us to the point. It gets us to the point within, a step or two.
So what about the heart of this episode? Did you feel the bumps? Not the magumps. Not the big lumps.
Not the bazonga bumps. There's a little bit of heart with at the end, Marge's all, you don't miss them. Homer's like, psh, come on, I want classic you. That's kind of sweet.
Yeah, I guess Homer was never a jerk about this situation so much.
Yeah, he was just kind of rolling with it. It was like, well, now they're huge.
Yeah, I mean, he was leading the charge on the song. Marge, I like your breasts, your big fat breasts. They're big and bouncy and stuff.
That's exactly how that went.
Yeah, the heart moments, though, I don't think they really hit them, though. At least to Homer's credit, he wasn't a jerk ass, but also to the detriment, there was no real heart in this episode.
And they could have as well. They could have made it, something to do with the fact that, Homer proving to Marge that it's not just her physical attraction or something that makes him love her so much. There's a whole bunch of other things, and they have a much deeper love and connection than just, big titums. So
no, but that's what's unfortunate is that the conflict of this episode was sort of on the B story. I mean, good on them for tying them together, but it wasn't Marge overcoming or finding a way to overcome this problem of men ogling her, it became her using that as a solution to distract people from shooting an elephant, which was currently eating her husband's son and son's
And the
friend.
Van Outen boy.
Why would she care if Stampy got shot?
Well, the other thing is they know Stampy is just kind of playing.
The implication being if they shot at Stampy, they were going to hit, Bart and Homer and
Yeah.
Marge.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were saying, aim for the big hose thing, and then there was a big Wiggum Lou corner there where...
Yeah. I do. Well, nice one done, college boy. I do like, all right, aim. Continue aiming.
Yeah, that was
Still aiming.
But, yeah, her whole plan, she had no reason to think that'd work.
Would you shoot an elephant or look at boobs?
Yeah, but what was her
Would
end game?
you shoot an elephant or look at boobs?
But what was her
What
end
is
game?
your answer, Elliot?
I know, I know I'd look at the tits. But the problem is, she had no idea that would lead to the chain of events, which would have the elephant drop the people from his mouth. She was
panic at the moment, man.
Yeah, I'm going to take my tits out.
I'd do it to save you from an elephant.
Thanks, man. And your tits.
Oh, yeah, they're spectacular.
So the other, devoid of heart moment I want to hit on is the way that Manjula just grabs at her love handles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was really...
Earlier in the episode.
Look at this flab. Yeah.
I say this as a friend. No, that's not how you say that as a friend.
No.
It's really not. Manjula, you bitch.
Which,
then again, yeah.
Yeah, it was only a little bit justified because Marge goes, hey, Manjula, remember when Apu cheated on you?
Yes. Thank you for reminding me.
But then, yeah, Manjula was so mean to poor Marge.
Yeah.
Would you watch this episode again?
Yes.
I think not if I wasn't hungover.
Yeah, to me, this is a first actor. I watched the first act. I know where it's going, and it's
First act is definitely the strongest point. Yeah.
Yeah, the first act where all the Batman 66 and the Three Stooges stuff that is the best material of the episode.
Yep. Only apart from the what would Oprah do? And they cut to the plastic surgery.
Stomach staples. Yeah.
Yeah.
The stomach staple center. That wasn't a bad joke. I didn't mind that. Okay, so look, we're on the fence. We may watch it again. Let's, for the first time tonight in the 5th episode, ask what playlist would you put it in?
Wow.
We haven't been able to. They've all been terrible.
Simpsons surgeries. Homer's bypass.
Sure.
Sexy Marge.
Yeah, sexy Marge.
That's just every episode.
That's true. The kids help Krusty.
Yeah,
Yep.
there feels like there's been a few episodes of Krusty controversies.
Mm-hmm.
Guest stars of the episode, there were actually a few. I think we mentioned most of them. Yeah, mentioned Jan Hooks, Burt Ward, Adam West, but also featuring in this episode, it's amazing when they feature a band and they weren't such a big hit at the time, but now it's they're at Beatles level. This band is more of a common name than your Biebers, your Katy Perrys, or perhaps your Fiona Apples.
Who are we talking about?
The Baha Men featured as themselves in this episode and did not one but two glorious renditions of their song "Who Let the Dogs Out."
But what was it? Who left the milk out?
Dad left the milk out.
Yuck.
Yuck.
So that was funny because that was a joke on how daggy Marge is.
Yeah.
That not even Maggie liked this fucking Disney redo music. And the other parody was in the end credits, and I fucking hated, which was Marge let her jugs out. Dole, 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 dole.
Yeah. It was very bad.
What would you change about this episode?
They give us a little bit more of a Marge journey. There's a little bit there, but it could use an extra push.
Hey, show some of the actual downsides. Show some of her actually
I think the thing where better explained not seen was the joke where Marge goes, "Oh, my back's hurting. If it wasn't for men pitching my butt all day,
I'd never stand up straight." Yeah.
Yeah, which is a good joke, but then you think about how horrible that actually
really
is.
quite gross, yeah.
And that she's casually explaining it to her children. Oh, strange men are pinching your mother's butt, sweetie.
But hey, she stands up straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't great, was it?
Yeah.
No.
There's some things that this episode did right, with the plastic surgeon going, "Oh yeah, your husband. I'm sure he'll be furious."
Yeah.
I do like all his lines.
And then
oh yeah, that's like Flatsville. Where did I put those breast implants?
But then Homer's line backs it up, but not in a horrible way. Is Marge going, "Oh, I'm gonna go straight back to the doctor. You don't get used to these. I'm gonna make him put them back."
Yeah, he really is a monster.
Yeah. But yeah, just the amount that they hit on the whole boobs thing, like it is genuinely uncomfortable.
I do like the
Yeah.
joke of when she goes in and is like, ask one enough to make me attracted to this man. It's like 2 minutes suck and tuck. It's like a short order. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. That was a good joke.
Any other notes, Jordan?
3 anal corners, very quickly.
Anal corner. Triangle edition. Yes.
Homer's birthing, like,
Yeah.
why is he's like twisting his hips all around and everything? There's no way that is how.
I'm assuming that
Marge-
man does not know how birth works.
Well, he would have been there, right?
would he have?
He.
I
pretty
wouldn't.
sure he
I
was
wouldn't count on his interpretive dance recounting of
there.
anything.
Yeah, but he's like squatting and doing
Yep.
like
Yeah.
this. Anyway, Millhouse after he crashes
Mm-hmm.
is just the ropes just come undone.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't
Yeah.
he get out earlier? Well, what's the problem, Millhouse? Or why didn't he get flung off? Either way. And 3, why is just everyone at Luigi's that night?
All the single men plus Dr. Hibbert.
Yeah, but there's even more. There's like there's other people that you see in the kind of the background shots as well
Yeah.
that aren't Flanders because they got refused.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just jumping back to the whole the twisty roundabout thing. Like, yeah, anal corner, it's completely illogical. But I thought this was one where the visual of it worked for me, where it went up the slippery dip and scared Ralph and
Mhm.
stuff. And then, yeah.
Hi, Millhouse.
And the Hiwa Jima guys, and yeah, he just stumbles off and just pukes. And
I did like the sign that they were waving outside Krusty's with the snake. Oh God, what's that?
don't barf on me.
Yeah, but don't barf on me. But no, the actual name of that flag,
Don't tread on me.
the "Don't Tread on Me" flag. I
Yeah.
can't remember what it's called.
And there was another sign there, which was an acronym puke. It was Parents United Against Krusty's Antics. And it's
Yeah.
just a shame because they clearly squeezed in that United Against and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
run it into one line because the acronym wouldn't have worked otherwise.
Yeah, people do that, man.
Yeah, so you can tell the writers spent a long time that night.
Puke. That's a funny word.
Yeah.
Yeah, does Marge just drink beer often?
No. And I was going to say that it sticks out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, just there for the clean glass line.
Yeah. She could have had wine.
Anything other than beer.
Yeah, because she doesn't drink beer.
She'll have a coffee. Beer. Yeah, it's very out of character. BT, any other notes about this episode?
I do like the line, the spritzers hit the fan.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's very clever.
Yeah, Mr. Teeny released into the wild, was just kind of nervously trying to light a cigarette, and other monkey slaps it out of his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Any other notes about this episode?
I like to chew.
I like it to chew, guy.
We
I'm
have
so
him-
mix on this joke.
I know, me too. Because we were talking about, like when they have that weird pasta sauce time
Yeah.
parallel. He's like, I like a tostada.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, and I think the joke I made at the time is are they assembling the weird Avengers who are like, I chew, I stab.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I agree. I'm totally mixed. It's so stupid. I kind of like it.
Yeah.
That's a whole technique, though. That's like a parenting technique that some celebrities took up, which
Yeah,
was...
fucking Alicia Silverstone.
Was it her?
Yeah,
To
yeah.
chew the food before you give it to your kids? Are you serious?
No,
Yeah.
yeah, dead serious. She like chews her food and spits it into a kid's mouth like,
Like
a
a
fucking bird.
What in the name of Gwyneth Paltrow is this
Yeah,
bullshit?
it was like, oh, well, I noticed when I was eating things, he was like coming up to my mouth. And it's like, that's what kids do. They try to steal your food.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently it's supposed to be like the enzymes in your
Fuck off.
Fuck off.
mouth, your saliva. God, it's dumb. Anyway.
Yeah, so I like it to chew guy. And the part of the joke works is because he is this big, tall, lanky, lingering, creepy dude with an impossibly large jaw.
That's
Yeah.
clearly good for chewing.
Yeah, who's done this deliverance like, man, I think you could actually study for a year on whether this joke works or not.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes. I think I like it enough for it to work. It's just odd enough for me to enjoy it.
Yeah.
I think I'm the opposite because I'm like, it's weird. Like, what kind of service is that? Like, who would want pre-chewed food? That sounds so
The
gross.
ultra
Come
rich.
to Luigi's. If you're attractive enough, you'll get Anthony. He'll chew your food.
Yeah.
I like it to chew.
Anyway.
Weird. Anyway, weird. Any other notes about this episode, guys, before I launch into my quick takes, hot takes?
Columbo,
Hot-
Atari, Nintendo.
yeah.
Yeah. The Jewish stereotypes of Krusty's like villain as well, clown.
Oh,
clown
you want
Yeah.
a weird bit on that?
Goy Wonder.
I was about to say, yeah, Goy Wonder. I looked like Goy, and that's like a non-Jewish person.
Yeah.
Because he just says Bat Mensch, but I couldn't find Mensch was like someone of integrity or something like that. So
Oh.
It is. Yeah, Mensch is because I think it's not supposed to be a
Compliment.
No, it's not. It wasn't supposed to be an insult. I think it's just they make Krusty say Yiddish words.
Yeah.
That's like, and mention man. Very similar.
And when you don't look them up, it's fine. It's just, hey, silly Yiddish words. But when you do, you kind of, Glaven.
I thought, all throughout this Batman 66 bit, they nailed the feel. And his henchmen as well, who, he, and her.
Yeah, I love that.
That was perfect. All right, I've just got some quick fire notes before we rank this thing.
We'll rank this thing.
Kent Brockman's thing. And, of course, this was the latest Segway accident to claim over 1,000 lives.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Lisa's line, your endowment is bigger than Harvard. I like that banter between her and Homer. Oh, that cinches it. You get the best award for off-the-cuff response.
Actually, I saw him outside and I was practicing in the hall.
Yeah, I like that thing. Just someone admitting, I've been working on this material.
Yep.
The perf lobsters in the restaurant were weird.
Yeah, that
It was weird. I like they were consistent, though. Like, every shot with the lobster in the background, they're still like,
They're still
like
looking
pressed
over.
up against the glass with their googly eyes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and in that same scene is a great visual joke for me of like, I'll serve you real food, not the can from a crap. And Seymour and Agnes are just eating this spaghetti that's in the shape of a can.
It's as cold as my love for you.
Yeah. I like how Marge at the trade thing, she's like, oh, good thing I'm not slaving over a hot stove.
Yeah, while modeling.
A hot stove.
Yeah, and oven mitts.
I
I do like modeling oven mitts is a bit I like.
Yeah. Carl's line when she walks into the bar and he goes, well, it's the longest I've gone without looking at Lenny.
Lenny Calvert, it's fine.
Yeah.
Not great, but well.
But no, it just feels another one of the time where the Simpsons are going, because they're secretly gay, get it?
I didn't get that at all, and I think you're projecting your homophobia on things, and I think you should stop.
I just thought they were secret brothers.
But yes, Elliot.
Mo lining up at the shoe expo and being like, this is my mecca.
My Woodstock.
My
My
Woodstock.
Woodstock.
That's what he said.
I kind of like that.
No, that was a good creepy Mo joke. Oh my god, all these jokes I'm liking. I don't know how I'm going to rank this thing. Drag Chick Tatum, I've been paid a lot of money to endorse these butt ugly shoes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Krusty's lying. Oh wow, he's like Brando.
He's as big as Brando, but he takes direction.
That's right.
Waka waka.
Not bad, a bit of a cheap shot at Brando, but
Hey, Brando at the time was still alive and like a massive movie star who was notoriously a dick to work with.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's still punch up. I think that's fine.
Yeah, totally. The guy that yelled out, "Woo, you're an object!" First, that was like, I get the point they were making, but it was an uncomfortable thing, and the character who did it, like, that was another inconsistent vocal performance.
Well, I do like Lisa who's, stop objectifying my mom. I will in a second.
Oh, it's weird, and it's just another hits on the thing for me. I just wish Lisa was more outspoken in this episode. And I didn't like that they brought Stampy into it at all.
No, there's no real need for it at all. Like, they just, like, oh shit, how are we going to solve this? We could do the elephant thing, I guess. Like,
it could have been a bungled, like, robbery thing. Like, we'll get these people to stick up Milhouse with guns, and then Krusty will save the day.
Yeah,
it didn't have to be Stampy.
But you have police for that, not clowns.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. He's a national town clown hero.
Then that requires you, like, someone to, like, essentially sacrifice themselves and actually go to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's more setup involved, but
Yeah.
it was Stampy the easiest option here?
No, I think it was just the laziest.
Yeah,
Like,
and you don't punish an elephant unless you're a monster like Thomas Edison.
That's right. Topsy people, don't look it up. Look it up. Look on the internet. Books are stupid.
I mean,
but it did lead to the good line of Chief Wiggum. I'm sorry, young man. We don't negotiate with elephants.
Nor should you.
I don't know how I'm going to rank this thing, guys, but it's time to rank this thing.
But it's time. How are you going to do it?
Elliot, you go first. No.
Oh, no, I don't have to this time. I actually get to go last. BT, you're first.
I am sitting on a Patissa bronze. I will say your rapid fire jokes at the end there may have helped decide.
I know.
Maybe it's just because it's the best we've seen tonight. Like, the story's not anything terribly complicated. They could have gone a little more in depth in terms of Marge, but I do like it stays focused on Marge. It doesn't leave to go into a Homer story, or it doesn't even leave to go on a Lisa story. That could have been interesting, but I like they do keep it on Marge. She goes through her own journey of going, hey, my life is a little different now. Things have been shaken up. Sure, it's for my boobs, but hey, change is as good as a holiday or something like that. And then comes through it on her own of, I don't want to do trade shows anymore. This is just kind of degrading and kind of dumb. The Krusty B story, it's okay. I mean, these are the kind of things that people have gotten in trouble before for kids imitating TV. I'm going to try saying both and see how I feel. This is a participant. This is a bronze. Oh, wow, neither feel real. Shit. I'm like dead level participants. I am going to say I'm going to bronze it.
All right.
Cool.
I might scream out a different rank later. And you'll
Well, we'll
hear
come
me.
back to you when we have our traditional screaming round.
I love that round! Yeah,
I am not satisfied with my previous ranking.
Yeah. I'm going to stick on a bronze for the moment.
All right, Jordan.
I'm going to give it a participant. I've given, I think, every one of them a participant tonight.
That's why it's a wasteland.
Yeah.
But look, I am not going to be affected by the recency bias. Like you, I stick to the first thing I said about this episode is that they could have made this a kind of a nice, good, not moralistic. That's the wrong word. But they could have made it an episode with a meaning to it.
Yeah.
And it just the storyline. It was just very just trivial and is dumb in the end. Really, like the way they kind of handled the situation. Yeah, like some of the jokes were good, yes.
Yeah.
But I just didn't like the storyline was very kind of childish and you can see, well, this is what season 14, so you can see the kind of the start of the end. So yeah, it's a higher participant than the others, but it's still a participant for me.
Yeah. Look, I'm not liking what's about to come out of my mouth right now, but
Okay.
it's a bronze. Like, there were too many better moments in this episode to bring it up for me. And at worst, I think this episode is just a first actor. It's one that you can walk out on, but it still has good material. But the objectification is so bad.
Yeah. I really don't like what they did to Marge.
And again, I think it is because it's the best one we've watched tonight. It's hard to know where to fall on this one.
I'm going to say in terms of treatment of Marge, like some of the blue and the grey is so much worse.
Yeah.
Whereas this feels like they've half made an effort to make a point.
Yeah, look, I am going with bronze, and it's on the strength of some of the material. I'm not happy with it, but look, it ultimately equals a dull bronze right now, which I feel like it's sort of the place for it. This will join such episodes as Homer's Odyssey, A Test Before Trying, Hardly Kirking, Dark Knight Court, Name of the Grandfather, Jazzy and the Pussycats. Yeah, this is sort of one of those episodes.
This feels very on par to Dark Knight Court to me. So
Yeah. All right, well, have we got at least another one in us?
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon we're going to.
You got
All
your
right.
D2?
So I'm going to roll my D2. What am I going to say? Tomb of Annihilation for Dungeons & Dragons comes out. It'll already be out by the time this airs. I'm excited. I'm going to get it as soon as it releases on Tuesday. So
Wait, is that your D2?
yeah, it's my D2. And one again.
One again, so this is a horrible sin. This is the sin of the boring, obvious storyline that everybody has done.
Shit.
We're about to do a fucking amnesia episode.
Yay.
Do you guys, have you seen this one before? Do you know?
I don't remember.
Oh my god, we're a regular Laurel and Costello right here.
No, help me. Where am I?
And we are back, and we just watched Season 17, Episode 20, regarding Margie. This is Season 17, Episode 20, written by Mark Wilmore. This was first released in May of 2006, and in this episode, Marge, after winning a coupon to get the house cleaned by a service, decides she needs to clean the house before they get in there, and she concocts a bunch of chemicals which knock her out, make her hit her head on a stool. And after this, she wakes up in the hospital and discovers that she has amnesia. And so they do an amnesia episode. And she quickly remembers her entire family except for Homer.
Oh.
Thus committing the sin of sloth. Lazy writing. Pretty zero is what I think of this. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah, as far as amnesia episodes go, it wasn't incredibly terrible. I think this could have gone as well as a Simpsons amnesia story could go this late in the run.
yeah, it was a
Yeah.
little, they tie it back into do Marge and Homer really love each other?
Yeah.
We've done this a
Yeah.
million times.
Mm-hmm.
In having done that so many times, at least there's a setup of it's actually kind of interesting. It's an amnesia, not this time, instead of just, wait, I found out a fact about the past I didn't know before. Does Marge really love me?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, except again at the end it doesn't really resolve. It's just suddenly
No.
she remembers about the beer and
Wait a minute, you drink all the time.
That's
But-
okay because you're an enabler, honey.
I sure am.
That's why we're such a great team. Like
Son, drive off into the sunset and let's have a fun impro over the credits.
Yeah. I will say I did quite like the improv of the credits.
Yeah, well, it's fun in those moments where it is like the actors bouncing off each other, but they didn't land it in the Blunder Years one where they had that Mo impro over the credits. Now this clue, it just looks like a Band-Aid, but it could be a Band-Aid. Like it was.
yeah, it may not look like
It'll all
it'll
come
come
together.
yeah,
This is
anyway.
gravel.
But yeah, this one was kind of cute.
because this one related to the actual credits as well.
Yeah. So for better or worse, what are the jokes? Some of the jokes that stood out for you in this episode?
Oh god, I didn't like Flanders going painting my number on the street like a common whore, and I was like,
That was weird.
That's not Flanders at all.
And, you know, this was another sort of Simpsons did it moment in that scene where they had Flanders going, come and paint my garage. You know, I'll give you...
$100. And they're like, honest pay for honest work? That's not a con.
Yeah, and it felt like very much a Methuselah rookie card. Oh, who could have thought that religion and learning could be fun? Yeah,
Religion, learning,
So
run
let's
away.
get out of... Yeah, so it was a let's get out of here joke, just done so much worse.
Yeah.
But I kind of liked when he was like, wait, I have Christian comics, and one of them was... Little Jesus, I think it was ripping off Little Lucy.
Yeah, little Jesus standing on top of his bathtub going, I'm just trying to take a bath. And
Yeah.
you can't get in
But
the water.
Mom,
I
Yeah.
kind of like that.
like with his sandals still
Yeah.
on and everything.
Yeah.
Joke I liked was when Homer's like, okay, see that giant flaming ball in the sky? That's called the sun. It keeps
Yeah.
us warm. And so, Marge's
I like the
I know what the sun is. You do now.
Yeah.
I liked it. Also called Apollo's lantern, the day moon, or Old Blazy.
Old Blazy, I liked. Yeah. Yeah, it feels.
Oh, very hot, but you must never touch it.
Yeah.
I liked Marge's. Don't let that judgmental bitch into my house
Yeah.
until I clean this up. It's like far out.
It was
Marge,
surprisingly hardcore for Marge.
yeah, your like paranoia and anxiety knows no bounds whatsoever.
I felt though that was so on point for her character.
Oh, yeah, being so worried about what the cleaning lady will think
Yeah.
of her house if it's not spotless. And I do like her fantasy when she drifts off into these, cleaning ladies like, oh, you won't ever believe what I saw in their sink. It was a hair.
Oh, but it wasn't a hair from the head hair. It was a curly
Whirly.
whirly.
Oh, I should
Oh,
know, yeah.
And then a dirty laundry basket. I found dirty laundry.
How disgusting.
It was
yeah.
really weird the way they made it like an Irish Charlie's Angels thing, though.
Irish didn't really make sense, but I did like the bit of that's how she imagines them judging her.
But like the shamrock kind of
Yeah,
coming in
yeah,
and
that
out,
made no
and
sense.
it was
Yeah,
weird.
very like 60s TV show. But with Marge's amnesia, I liked it was an opportunity to bring in some things at the past that I don't think they completely bungled. Like, there was the joke with Homer, and here's a photo of when I got in a fight with former President Bush. Here's a fight when I got in a fight with current President Bush.
Here's me showing a bag of apples. What for?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, who's boss?
Just pounding the bag of apples. But I thought it was a good thing because, like, especially at this time, I really, really wish The Simpsons made more jokes against George W. Bush, but they really pulled their punches with him in that era.
I guess they thought he was just like Homer,
Little
which
too
would
easy,
have been
maybe?
a good maybe
Yeah.
joke, like that him and Homer would have gotten along really well. But yeah,
Yeah, I think there's a joke that you could do now, or an episode that they could do now where it's like, yeah, Bush moves in, part 2.
yeah.
It's W. Bush.
Wouldn't you give to have him back though in place of Trump?
Yeah. Back in the day, I complained so much, and now here I am like, hey, past Elliot, just take it easy.
Because
got
it's
no
going to
idea.
get so much worse.
Yeah. But and it was good to see them take a jab at him, even if it was just whatever.
Homer punching him.
There was a couple of like jokes that I didn't really care for. The tree one was kind of okay, and then with Homer being slightly higher, it was like okay. But then the hang glider, the 3 cops in the hang glider, was crashed, and I was like,
No, I wrote this down because it was a weird progression of the joke where they were establishing in the story that Patty and Selma liked the fact that they were breaking up, and I thought that was so on point and so
Yeah.
what needed to happen in this
Absolutely.
episode. And then it was like Bart and Lisa spying on them, and you're like, okay, why are they there? Okay, we need to tell Dad. All right, that seems weird. But then it cuts to Homer, and he's like, oh no, Bart and Lisa have something to say to me.
Yeah.
I do like that, yeah.
Like the idea that he was also spying on them, but wasn't down low enough because he don't want to get caught by Bart and Lisa.
Yeah.
And
But
somehow
then they ruined it with
Yeah.
fucking the cops.
Yeah.
Yep. No. Be quiet and look for crime. Yeah. And Eddie was there as well.
Eddie
Eddie
was
was
there,
there.
but
Which
no
yeah,
one spoke to him.
That's something I don't like is like Wiggum's all like turns to Lou and's like, "Oh, get a hang glider, you said." It feels like more like a Lou idea. Sorry, Eddie idea. Lou is usually the
Yeah.
smarter one.
Yeah. Then he says, "Well, you were 180 pounds." Like, come on, that's not true just by looking at him.
Yeah, but I mean, Eddie is so. They barely ever call him in. Like, it is mostly this Wiggum Lou petty relationshipy humor. And yeah, he was just sort of there as like shot dressing. So for better or worse, what story points of this episode stood out to you?
For me, it was actually when Marge gets really dizzy from all the cleaning products and falls on the stool. That's a $1 Million Baby reference.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't seen that movie, so
Spoilers if you haven't seen it. Plug your ears and shout.
Very sad.
It's depressing as fuck.
Yeah.
So
I am Sam depressing or
Worse.
worse, like so sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll
It's,
be yeah.
Who is it? Who's the girl? It's Clint Eastwood and
Hilary Swank.
Yeah,
yeah.
Hilary Swank.
Who's like a boxer and she kind of gets knocked out and then she
Yeah.
gets
They're in the ring and she gets sucker punched, and when they're like going back to their corners and they've got the stool out already, and she falls and hits her head and gets paralyzed from it.
Oh,
and then at the end the trainer like takes her off life support.
wow.
And it's sad. It's a good movie, but it's
Yeah.
It really affected the
sorry.
writers because, there's this episode and then the $1 Million AB.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone suffocates anyone in
Isn't it
that.
$1 Million Abbey?
Shut up.
It's an ongoing joke.
That's enough out of you,
Um,
Octogenus.
Shit.
Speaking of Octo, I love when Homer coughed up the octopus. Anyway.
Yeah, I had that on my walkie. I just wrote octopus mouth though because I didn't have time to.
I know, like the notes that I end up taking are mostly indecipherable.
Yes.
So yeah, what story moment stood out for you? Like, I gotta say, I don't think they totally fucked up an amnesia story.
No.
No.
They did make it interesting in that it wasn't just like it wasn't like that Goldie Hawn one with Kurt Russell.
Yeah, I know the one you think.
Overboard?
Think of.
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah,
Overboard? Yeah.
where he makes her, he pretends that, she was his wife.
Yeah.
But, and this is how life was and everything. They take it in a new direction at least, where it's just,
Yeah.
it's this weird kind of, there must be something blocking and I just don't remember you, I'm sorry. And they keep reinforcing that with her calling him Mr. Simpson
Yep.
and all this
Yeah,
stuff.
I thought
and
that was a nice touch.
I was going into this expecting just to be like, this is going to be so stupid, but I didn't actually hate it as much as I thought it was going to.
Yeah. No, they did something interesting with it as well, and it was the right character to have amnesia. Like, I felt like if it was Homer, it would have been like the Peter Griffin gets amnesia episode of Family
Yeah.
Guy. Just
Wouldn't have been fun.
a stupid guy who's forgetting everything, so they just make stupid jokes, whereas it's Marge who's emotional and empathetic and all this stuff, and like...
And she's really the rock of that household.
Absolutely.
Like,
Yeah.
she holds the whole thing together. And it's been multiple situations really where if she's removed from the place, everything goes to shit. And yeah, like it was interesting to see that happen. But again, I mean, look, she still recognized her family and everything. And it was
Yeah.
good that, Maggie was the one to kind of set it off because she does love Maggie.
It's
really.
a genuinely sweet moment
Yeah.
when she remembers Maggie and then the other kids, and she's like,
Yeah, like, I feel like I'm saying this a lot lately, but I feel like they handled that reveal too quickly. But then, if you look at the episode as a whole, I don't actually know when you have other time to, like, do that.
I think it was fine because the main thrust plot-wise was remembering Homer.
Yeah.
Or would she move on without him?
Ooh.
Yeah, that's right. And
Like an Artie Ziff kind of.
Yeah.
Oh, if only he'd known, he could have just swooped in.
he would have as
Like,
well.
Yeah, he's got like cameras probably installed in that house, bugged.
He does. In that episode, he essentially sets Homer up with a sleep apnea machine, and it
I
plays
am watching you through a camera.
Creepy.
There was that music as well. Whenever she like remembered, there was a
Yeah.
Ding.
And there
Yeah.
was some really good amnesia music. I can't remember how it goes, but it's like this kind of I don't even remember. But it plays and it's that disorienting kind of sound to it. I really liked it.
just it was just the kind of slightly discordant as well.
Yeah.
Like it was kind of strange kind of
a sense of unease as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Setting up the mood like you'd be in if you were not remembering all these people who are gathered around you saying they love you.
And despite not knowing how, that's what amnesia sounds like.
See, okay, just quickly address this. Simpsons fired Alf Clawson, their music supervisor, recently. Their music director, the guy who's been doing the music for the show since season 2.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Why
Suggestion
would
has
they
been
do
to
that?
save money.
In much the same questioning as you're like, why are the Simpsons still going? And they are still going. They've got all the main cast. They've got most of the main showrunners and directors and producers. Surely Alf is a massive, massive part of this.
Maybe
You would
it's
think.
like, we've got so much music now, we can basically just mix and match, and we've plugged it into a giant algorithm, and it will just create the music that we need now.
they
Thank
have
you
like
for
a-
all your years of hard work.
They have a Frinkiac version of music.
Yeah.
Like a
Yeah.
Disco Stuviac.
We've plugged it into
Music for when Homer's sad. Music for when Homer's happy. Music for when Lisa's sad.
Yep.
yeah.
Music for when Marge has amnesia.
Yep, pretty much. What situation could they possibly have music for they don't already have?
The time where they went into outer space. Wait, that happened.
Yep.
Shit.
Back in time, done.
Yeah.
The hell
Bart
done.
gets his head cut off. Damn, done.
Done.
Simpsons did it. Simpsons did it. But yeah, man, it's just a bummer. Like, and on that note, yeah, he probably does have a back library of stuff he can reuse, but he still, for every episode, assembled a 30 plus piece orchestra together, made new original compositions, and man,
Maybe that's why. Maybe they're like, dude, you don't need that anymore. You can just do it all with computers. And
Yeah.
he's like, I'm authentic, bitch.
Yeah.
no, because it's the sort of thing that a lot of composers just use Sibelius and shit these days because it's all incidental music. Who gives a fuck?
You can still tell though, like it still
yeah.
sounds wrong. It's just, I think it's the like articulation of certain things, like the slurring and everything. It just doesn't sound right. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, jumped off a topic a bit.
Yes.
So the last thing about the story that really stood out to me was
All stuck out.
yeah, Patty and Selma's involvement. Like I said before, I think that was the absolute right thing that they needed to do in this episode.
Yes.
But it was weird when they met the twins of the
Yeah.
guy that Marge was speed dating with.
Yeah.
They looked a lot like Mo.
They smoke
They
a lot
did.
like Mo too.
Yeah.
Well, I think they were supposed to be just
Yeah.
like male versions of them, essentially. But yeah, how do you make male versions of Patty and Selma?
Yep. So anyway, play count. How many times have you seen this episode before today?
This is my first time.
Oh, wow.
This is my first time too, Kent.
I can't remember. No, I've seen this about four times. Did this feel like an episode of The Simpsons?
Surprisingly, yes. I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no one was off point. Yeah, Marge is the glue and Homer's the,
Yeah.
trying to win her over again. We've seen that time and time again, but doing it very genuinely. I actually do like the bit where the guy she's dating walks away and he's like, "You idiot, you just threw away the greatest woman you'll ever meet."
Yeah.
That was a bit of a cliche, but
It's a bit of a
was
cliche, but
fine.
it landed.
Yep.
Um,
Patty
Yeah.
and Selma are trying to, to sabotage their marriage.
Yeah. See, that worked. I mean, it was good that it wasn't just Marge leaving Homer herself, because, like, they were hitting on that very well. Oh my God, you're talking about all these things that sound disgusting and against my character. Why would
Yeah.
I ever be with someone like
what do you mean we banged in a castle on a
on a
miniature
putt-putt,
golf
yes,
court?
yeah.
What do you mean I liked it when the windmill hit my butt?
Yeah.
Which
Ooh, Margie.
she would have had to be sticking out a little for that, which makes it kind of hot.
He was
Anyway,
waiting for it.
so that was a good thing, but like Patty and Selma were like the double devil on her shoulder,
Yeah.
pushing it even more, which was also making her a bit uncomfortable, which I think was what this episode needed.
Yeah, because they, you know what? They weren't actually being awful to Homer. They were just
Taking the opportunity
encouraging Marge to
to
say,
get
like,
Marge away from him.
well,
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't know why either.
Yeah, it wasn't like the episode earlier where Homer was stuck in the door and they took full advantage of the situation and gave him a makeover.
Yeah. Well, actually, I'm just thinking about it. In this one, they say, even Marge is a little bit suspicious because she says something like, "Did you always talk this way
Yeah.
about our marriage?" And they're like, "Oh no, just since
Yeah.
your
Just
accident
today,
or something." Yeah.
A bit clunky.
Hmm.
But yeah, most of the characters were on. I don't know that anyone had a bad moment. the biggest thing I fault this episode on is the ending where Marge remembers Homer through beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that really cheapened the episode a lot for me.
Yeah.
And the fact that she says, well, where he skids a little bit, and she's like, you've had beer today already.
Today, and all of a sudden I'm slurring.
Yeah. Dumb.
No, not good. And especially a way to end a not bad episode.
They always seem to almost, if not put him on a pedestal, but like they legitimize his drink driving a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Throughout multiple different episodes, and it's just not cool. Like, I really don't like that when they do it, and they do it so often.
No, they had a cleverer way of handling alcohol back in the old day where it was like beer, the cause and solution to all of life's problems.
Yeah, but recognize them as being a problem.
Yeah. While still being able to have their joke at it. Like having your beer cake and eating it too. What am I saying? The wackiness.
Oh, it was quite a bit of wackiness.
How was the beer cake in this episode?
Untidy.
Oh, man.
Untidy.
Kent is so fucking dead.
Oh,
that
yeah.
stop sign, like, buried right in his skull.
You see a little bit of its edge. It's wide, too.
Yeah.
There is like a half-inch of stop sign buried in his skull.
Americans, they must not waste any steel making their stop signs, man.
But what a fucking professional to just continue
going.
on. Yeah.
Yeah, he's usually not on site. He's usually in back in the studio.
Yeah.
We talked about this like a couple of episodes ago, didn't we? That there used to be the man on the street reporter, and Kent was always in the studio, and then he just disappeared, and Kent became the go-to, right?
Yeah, and
Very
also back in the old day, they had a lot more fluidity setting up when they were watching TV. There'd be a news report, whereas did they do that same thing here where they just randomly cut to Kent doing the thing, or...
Think about like the hurricane, or it was like wild weather, or
I have no idea.
Coffee. It was my coffee cup lid is long gone.
I did like that as an opener.
Yeah.
That's how windy it is. My coffee lid is gone.
Yeah, in between my notes, it's between when Homer and Marge go to the wedding because they're stealing people's mail and they take a wedding invitation, and they go to a wedding and they're both doing robot dancing for no particular reason.
Yeah, it was a bit odd, but whatever.
I think maybe the joke was supposed to be right afterwards. Like, I thought your cousin Scott was blind. It's like, yeah, but he has such good perception of, and that's when he cuts the robot. And I thought, is that supposed to be?
I know, but they were
joke
lingering on their dancing for so long.
They were.
Other wacky moments of this episode.
Hibbert's all like, how many fingers am I holding up? He's got fingers just from a jar.
The finger jar.
I really liked that joke.
I do too. It's like, it's
I'm
terrible,
just gonna put
but
these
it's
back
great.
in here. Yeah.
Yeah.
The choking bit. This is a bit I didn't actually like
this
as well.
was uncomfortable.
You choke your son, she says.
Yeah.
Well, she doesn't really know it's her son at this point, to be fair.
Doesn't she? Because
No, that's when they're getting wheeled out of the hospital, and she hasn't had the click for Bart yet.
No. But Bart and Lisa have already introduced themselves to her at the cafeteria before that.
Yeah, so she knows that's her kids in the sense that they've told her that. But in terms of
that she's-
identifying as that's my
okay.
son.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, when he does it and like you joking as well, I mean, sometimes he likes it, right? And he goes, it hurts when I swallow.
Yeah,
and then
Why you little, and then goes in again for the second dip into that pool, man. And
Yeesh.
no, don't do that.
It's like other wackiness. The mail carrier mistakes 742 for 74.
Yeah.
It's like you are literally hundreds of houses from 74.
You
You
are
say
also next to
744.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a bit of a stretch. At least the whole red herring of the episode in this one with the kids spray painting, it didn't last too long.
No, it was quick.
But it did have to go via that 74 Oakland A's joke,
Terrible.
which had our only guest stars for this episode, Sal Bando and Gene Tenace.
Of course.
Tennis.
Who could forget Bando and tennis?
We don't watch...
Well, I mean, if you're a baseball fan in the 70s, you probably will, but...
Is that what they're a baseball team?
Oakland A's are a baseball team. Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, right, because LA doesn't have a football team.
Mhm. What's baseball?
They do now.
Oh, yeah.
The LA Chargers they've got now. They used to be the San Diego Chargers, but sorry.
Great
San
name.
Diego.
Chargers.
I think they got the Rams, too. I think they stole them from St. Louis.
Charge.
St. Louis? St. Louis? St. Louis.
Our team motto, I'll use my credit card.
Oh, God.
You're going to get us in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah, so that Oakland A's joke was just, it lasted way too long.
Yeah. Another wacky thing. Why would Homer just leave from his own home? I get it that Marge... There's the bit where like he just packs up his stuff and the kids are like, "Don't go, we love you, Dad," or whatever, and he's just prepared to just leave his house. Like, can't they just You can at least still just I
Well,
don't know,
Marge does
sleep
have
on
a
another
line
side of the
of,
bed.
"Look, I think I just need this for a while." I don't know. I can't remember what she says, but
Yeah, it didn't feel unnatural to me. Like, and I think,
you thunk it good.
I think I'm losing my words. That was just after the whole putt course reveal.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I think there's a bit of a reasoning for Marge to go, "Oh my God, you are a sick pervert, Mr. Simpson. I can't be under the same roof as you."
And you're like, windmill spanking ways.
I just thought she was while she was under the influence of amnesia, like
Yeah.
it's a
Sure, why
drug.
not?
Yeah. She just was a bit of a bitch, like kicking him out, and it's his home too. Like,
Yeah.
still, but then the other bit where it's like, you're my uncle, and like I'm your husband. You're so much more ravaged than me, and I was like, wow,
Yeah.
harsh, man.
Oh, and Homer goes, "Yeah, we're the same age," and it's like,
Continuity.
Well, I guess
there's no continuity with Homer and Marge's age.
yeah.
But
Like,
maybe they're trying to say we're in the same age bracket, like how
Yeah.
we could say we're all the same age, but there
Bracket.
are some, there's a couple of years.
yeah, it's a wildly inconsistent thing. We cover
Yeah.
it more in a previous episode, but yeah.
Mm.
Marge does have a harsh line after that golf mini course thing where she goes, "Oh, Mr. Simpson, forgetting you was the best thing that ever
Yeah.
happened to me."
I know,
Ouch.
just mad.
So yeah, just
Damn.
jumping on Marge was a bitch point. Yeah, but did they handle it well enough? Did you feel the heart?
I felt like it would have been more cutting if she's like, "You seem like a nice man, but I just don't remember you, and I'm sorry, I can't pretend to be in love with someone I have no idea who they are. I'm gonna have to ask you to leave."
And especially because Homer is one to do, well-intentioned things, but often, accidentally cover himself in seaweed. So
Look, we all get covered in seaweed from time to time.
The reveal. I mean, you could see it coming a mile off, but Marge listening into what Homer had to say about her when he was telling off the guy. I mean, it was dumb, and he's like, "Man, she's got 3 kids," and Homer's like, "Oh, what, really?
really, yeah.
It was
Come on,
weird.
man." But yeah, like with her and the sun setting behind her, it gives her this
Looked
halo,
beautiful.
and it was a nice bit of animation,
And it was a nice bit of heart moment, but yeah, it's totally undercut by the following scene where she remembers Homer through beer and just gladly admits that she's an enabler.
Mm-hmm.
because she sounds like, "I remember everything." Like, she sounds really upset, and
Yeah.
but you enabled me. I know, we're such a good team.
And she's like laughing and smiling while she's saying that, and it's like,
"This is your constant problem with him. Why?"
yeah.
Yep.
Dumb.
So yeah, it's a shame because this episode was close, man.
Mm.
So yes or no, would you watch it again?
Ooh.
I probably will actually.
Yeah, I wouldn't flick it off.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. If it comes on, I'll probably sit through it. But yeah, it doesn't quite have any great jokes, and that ending is gonna really be a killer for me.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, it's definitely weighing on me. But in the instance you might watch it again, what playlist does it belong in?
Marge and Homer relationship problems.
Yep, Rocky Marriage Road.
Yeah, a bit of find your soulmate, Homer.
Yep.
Yeah, or like Patty and Selma sabotage
Yeah.
ones
Yeah.
too.
Telling all of y'all it's a Selmatage.
Like
74 Oakland A's references.
Yep.
That's probably the only one in that one. I was gonna say cleaning product hallucinations.
Yeah, true.
Oh yeah.
I
not really
must
hallucination,
destroy you.
All right. So what are some things that you'd change about this episode?
That ending.
That ending.
The
Yeah.
absolute sure. Just, it really undercuts everything and it hurts. It makes it seem like, and they go back to being quietly miserable.
Yeah.
But at least they're happy in
Happy.
their misery. I don't know.
Just because misery
Yeah.
likes company. I don't know. Like, I like the plot line of, Homer's got to make her fall in love with him all over again. It's a little bit 51st Dates, but it just
Yeah.
didn't quite work out. It was more, hey, remember when we doinked here?
Yeah.
Yeah, he handled that in a Homerish way, I suppose.
Yeah,
but-
at least it's on point for character.
Yeah, I mean, he went to the effort of doing the suit and the box of chocolates and
Hey,
whatever, but
Big crimped hat.
There is a quick line where Marge is on the speed dating and there's one guy who's a bit flamboyant. She's like, I wonder if he's a male gay. And I was like, okay.
yeah.
It's the only point during the speed dating we go to her brain talking.
Yeah.
And that was
So-
one where it was like, haha, point at the gay guy. That's a funny joke. And because, the guy walks in and goes, ta-da. And it's just, oh, come on. There's a
Yeah.
better joke to be made there.
Yeah.
Like the Homer with the 3 kids. Oh, really? Like, I think the better joke there was like, she does. Oh, I knew that. Like, it just there was a better way
Yeah.
to do that same joke. What else would you change, Jordan?
A couple of like just little Homer dumb jokes.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like the when she wakes up, she's in hospital and they're talking to Herbert, and he goes like, "What have you done to my face?" or something
yeah,
like
it was
that.
dumb.
And the other one where Luigi is singing to them, and it's like, "Oh, I wish I could understand Italian," and like a couple of things like that, where it's just okay, we get it. Homer's dumb. Yeah,
Another
we get it.
song where it was really slow delivering the verses, and oh, I'm lying right now. Homer's a piece of shit, and
I think that's exactly the line as well.
He's a garbage man.
no, definitely.
The line I did like though was as Marge is lying there slowly becoming unconscious, the Ep2 Zud with the cleaning product.
What?
It's like A2 Brutus, like like what Julius Caesar says.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Caesar.
Yep.
Yep.
And you, Zud.
Nope, don't know any of these things.
That's right.
Read a book.
Read a book. Read a book.
Read a motherfucking book.
READBO. Oh, no, wait. How does it go? READABO. Okay. READABO. Okay. Any other notes, Jordan?
Yeah, again, I've the sixth anal corner for the night.
Yeah.
Six anal corner.
Mo has a double-barreled shotgun and fires 3, then 4 bullets from the barrel.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then danced around in shit.
Yeah.
I do actually kind of say, I struck oil. And they're like,
Yeah.
should we tell him? Just give him a minute.
Yeah. I liked it because they didn't understand where sewage plant work. They just very subtly hinted at it.
Implied.
When Homer and well, the bit that we like with the Bumblebee Man, Sea Captain, Duff Man, and I can't remember who the fourth person was, like wrestling over Sideshow Mel. Of course it was, because they're talking about cherries and arguing about that.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, who are these creeps? And Homer says, they're some of our closest friends.
Yeah.
Are they, Homer? Really? You want to think about that? How can they tell that? How can Marge tell from one glance that Otto was a drug addict?
Yeah, he didn't even like have a joint or anything in his hand that would like just subtly hint towards that.
I believe it's because she's a judgmental bitch.
Probably.
We're meeting the true Marge in this episode.
Oh, yeah.
Without her memories.
Just judgment.
She forgot how much he was holding back.
Oh, yeah.
When did Homer have time to get drunk in that last scene?
It was all done for that one joke, and that's what pisses me off.
Mm-hmm.
This is like what I call now I have brain damage joke, which is like, oh my god, I've got brain damage. I bet in them and the
Bleep, 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 bleep.
A weird one. The quote with the brothers, they say, "Yeah, we used to be quintuplets, but 3 of us drowned."
Yeah.
But there's still 3 of them left.
No, the
There's
other
one
guy
of us
wasn't a.
Oh, so he's not part of the quintuplets.
No.
Okay, fine. Screw that one then. And then when the phone is ringing, when Carl and Lenny are calling Homer to let them know that Marge is dating that guy, the phone is on a stool ringing, but it's not plugged in to anything. There's no cables going anywhere.
Well, cordless phones have been around since at least Ep6.
It's like a handset.
A wireless did it.
Cordless handset.
A wireless wizard.
They were all the rage back in 2006.
Indeed.
Back in '06.
They could make it wireless. Like, why didn't they just make the handset wireless as well?
I'll make you wireless.
BT, any other notes
wireless
about this episode?
One bit I didn't like that it turned to something I did is when Homer's like, well, I suppose we just boo. And she's like, that works for hiccups, not amnesia. Oh, I suppose. Well, boo. And then he kind of but I liked it when he walks away and he's turns around and says, boo.
Yeah, because there was the sad music as well. Helped sell the moment.
Yeah, it was the comedy of threes. It was only funny when they hit the third.
Yeah.
And the fact that it was a little more just sad. Boo.
Could it work?
Yeah, that is my last note.
Anything else, Jordan?
I like the quote of, isn't it wrong for someone to open or eat someone else's mail?
Yeah.
How common is speed dating actually? Because there was a period of time where like every movie or TV show had like a speed dating thing.
Yeah. Well, it's actually interesting because like sort of online dating apps and stuff sort of took over. But now actually I heard on another podcast that, speed dating is actually making a weird comeback in the...
I'm actually not too surprised.
Because like, Tinder and OkCupid and shit can be pretty impersonal at times.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
And like, it's essentially judgmental bitch, the dating app, you know?
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't like you, I like you, I don't like you, I like you.
Not even, I don't like the look of you.
Yep. Well, I mean, you can also watch a web series called Dave Plus One, during which there is a speed dating episode for which the writer actually did some research by talking to a friend who had been speed dating.
Oh, who was that writer, pray tell?
I believe it was someone by the name of BT Calloway.
Oh, that's crazy. I know
Yeah.
someone called that.
I know, it's weird. It's a pretty common name, actually.
Right. I felt really bad for Skinner. Basically, that Krabappel had given him sex for his birthday.
In a putt-putt.
Yeah.
He's like, I still think about it sometimes. He's like, birthday's over, Seymour.
Well, you're like, oh, poor guy. Had she already like moved on to someone else by this stage? She wasn't with Ned at this stage, right?
I'm
At
assuming
this
not.
stage, they'd already done My Big Fat Geek Wedding, where they very much showed that they are on the rocks and they're not getting married. They're like, their relationship is doomed at best.
Yeah, they're down to birthday sex, and that's it.
Yeah, and this is well before her and Ned hook up, and they become Nedna. All right, quick fire round on my notes. Homer's line about jogging, I felt like they overstayed that.
Yep.
Jogging the memory. And
Yeah, where he was like, oh no, not jogging, but then they go, and you should also be jogging.
No,
Oh,
I'm
no.
not jogging.
Yeah, that too many beats.
Yep.
I didn't mind Homer's line though of we'll take that amnesia and call it turn it to scramnesia.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm a fan of a good twurge, and that one wasn't bad.
Slamnesia. That's what it should have been.
For people who aren't our immediate friend group who don't know what twurge means, portmanteau,
Oh yeah, it's a twurge for 2-word merge.
which is 3 words merged.
I invent the best words.
Figure that one out,
I
suckers.
have the best words.
So, Elliot's anal corner.
Elliot's anal corner.
When she is in the hospital with Bart and Lisa, and they're eating food, Marge's plate changes from a burger to a sandwich between the cuts of Lisa and Bart.
Is a burger a sandwich, though?
This is a gift gif. Fucking pineapple on pizza internet crushing
A
debate.
burger is a sandwich, but a sandwich is not a burger.
What about a hot dog? Let's not go into this. Keep going.
So many variables. And I'd just like to say they were poorly drawn as well.
Yeah.
I know it's a little picky to get up on food drawing, but like they looked that bad that I felt like it needed mentioning.
Yeah, normally when I look at a drawn sandwich, I'm like, I want to eat that.
Yeah, and you should,
Yeah.
because cartoon sandwiches usually look so good.
Mm-hmm.
There was a good bit of Homer where he was putting chapstick on his lips and then he put it on his armpits.
Yeah.
And just quick visual, didn't draw too much attention.
Yep.
Homer's whole thing about snuggle whispering to Marge,
Oh, yeah.
it was a joke that I hated that turned into one I liked, but I can't remember why.
Yeah, because he then leans in and whispers, and like, what does she say? It's
Like,
like,
give the signal, and then, but it was like, he goes, Homer, you're describing parallel parking.
That's
right.
it. Parallel parking.
you used to love my non-sequiturs.
Sequiturs.
Sequiturs.
Sequestered.
My non-secretariats.
Yeah, I hated all the speed dating, the people that Marge got paired with, the first one. Oh, I miss my wife. Why did I kill her? Like, that was very lame. And then the guy was like, I'm a nice guy, but I'm really intense, and I will shoot myself if you don't like me. And again, these are just, I don't know when they thought these were funny. Like, there's no actual joke. It
feels like, first pass comedy, and like, we'll come back to that and fix it. They didn't.
Yeah.
No one comes back to fix things in the Wasteland.
And the last note that I have about this episode is the guy that Marge ends up dating, and then Homer goes, oh, wait, Homer confronts him, and the guy goes, who are you? And he goes, the wisest, wettest man you'll ever meet.
I do like that.
And then he goes, go on. I love a good go on joke.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, I'm ready to rank this thing. How about you guys?
I was ready yesterday.
Oh,
Yes.
Let's rank this thing. But first, Jordan.
I wasn't ready. You know what? Maybe it's the past midnight talking.
Ooh.
But I'm wondering whether it can get something higher than a participant. God, I can't decide just yet.
Fair enough. All right. Well, this is an easy bronze for me.
Wow.
And Bronze, like, I almost think of, like, my guilty pleasure episodes where I know they have inherent flaws, but they are still episodes I want to watch again. And I'm surprised because, as with the majority of the episodes that we've covered tonight, I listed them on my personal index as fails, episodes to bring up when I wanted failures. And I'm actually surprised this one didn't get a participant from me.
Yep.
It had enough material that I genuinely enjoyed. So Bronze for me, BT.
I'm a little Petissa Bronze on this one. However, I feel like there just aren't quite enough jokes, and that ending, it just doesn't stick the landing for me.
Fair enough.
So it was damn close, and I wanted to see it be a little bit higher than the other ones we've done tonight, but I'm going to participant. It just narrowly misses.
Fair enough.
For me, at least.
All right.
Yeah, it's just not quite funny enough, not quite good enough of an ending.
Does that help, Jordan?
Having the two answers.
Yeah. Look, it does. I think having thought about it a bit, I think, I'm just, because it is better than the other ones, in my mind, but it's still not good enough. Like, there's still plenty of silly jokes. The story is still lazy.
Yeah.
It's a higher participant, but I think still I'm gonna forget the majority of most of this.
Participanting it?
I'm gonna participant it too. Is that our first shiny participant for the evening?
For the evening.
Oh
wow, that's amazing! That equals our first shiny participant of the evening.
Yeah.
Why am I setting up stuff multiple times? That was a fine setup before. I should have run with it.
Yeah, that's fine.
It will be joining other shiny participants like Marge Gamer, The Bob Next Door, Love Is a Many Strangled Thing, Dangers on a Train. Yeah, episodes which were mostly crap that had a few good shining moments.
Yeah.
All right. Can we do it? Can we do our 7th?
Let's do it. I mean, we're there. I mean, it seems like a wasted opportunity to not do it.
I'm primed. I've written down Wasteland 7, The Waste Awakens. Let's do it.
All right, get out your D1 so we can decide which episode we're watching. He threw a marble.
It's one.
All right, we are watching, going all the way back to season 19, Papa Don't Leech. We'll be back.
But don't leech, I'm losing blood.
All right, and we are back, and oh my god, I can't believe it. They said we couldn't, and we said, fuck you, we did.
We will. And we did.
And we watched all 7 of the 7 Deadly Sins episodes tonight.
Yes, we transversed the wasteland, guys. We did it.
We're so close. We just got to shit all over this episode, and then we're home free.
That's it. The finish line is in sight, and we have done it with the Simpsons sin of... what is this? This is bringing up an old character for unnecessary reasons.
This is pride.
It's the sin of pride.
Yeah.
Going, hey, remember how good this was?
Yep. Here we go again. And this was Papa Don't Leech, season 19, episode 16, written in first released in 2008, written by Reed Harrison. I can do this. I think I can. In this episode, a lot of things happen, but essentially it just boils down to Lurleen Lumpkin is back in town. She has to say with the Simpsons she's on financial hardship. She reconnects with her dad who sells her out. And then all's good as she goes on tour with the Dixie Chicks. Guys, what did you think?
Oh, man.
What did I think? What did I think?
What did you think? Probably something what I thought.
Oh, wow. Shall we get the the elephant made of shit out of the way first?
Yeah, it feels like for most of the Wasteland, we're like, that was just toxic sludge, but that was bad toxic sludge. So, that last toxic sludge it was okay.
Yeah, it's when you walk past like one cesspool and you're like, as far as cesspools go, it's not too bad.
It was more sass than cess.
I could settle down here, but okay, this episode starts with just a fucking crime against Simpsons nature, and it does not.
No,
I don't know if there was a way they could have pulled themselves out from this.
Bears no impact on the rest of the episode at all. Exists only
in Homer's dream sequence, daydream.
Yeah. I mean, I know we don't in this new format we don't tend to explain plot points too heavily, but this one I think needs it. A, because most people probably haven't seen this.
Yeah.
And B, just to really drive home what's going on. So, episode starts. Abe is driving with Homer. Abe's driving for some reason. We have the first off the terrible line where it's like, Dad, are you okay to drive at night? It's night?
Yeah.
That's such an Abe joke that is just overdone and becomes more ridiculous every time.
And then there was the okay joke of, let's listen to the sounds of the all-white orchestra. This was back in the days where,
Girls were girls and Hershey bars were big as a phone book.
I did like big as a phone book.
But I didn't like girls were girls.
No, well, that feels like all-white
Old-timey.
orchestra. Yeah, it's old-timey stuff. But then the radio, the changing the songs, man. Fucking hell, that dragged.
Yeah, this one's too fast, this one's too slow, this one's too upbeat, this one's too happy.
Too much boogie, not enough woogie.
So this was all like showing the audience that he's distracted and he's slowly veering into the other lane as he's driving.
Yeah, when then Patty and Selma driving the opposite direction nudge the car over a cliff.
Well, see, this is the thing. It's not even that. It's that Homer and Abe are in the opposite lane, and you just think the other car, it's trying to get out of the way, but they still nudge them. But then, they show that it's Patty and Selma, and then it was
and then it was intentional.
Totally
they
intentional.
somehow knew that was going to be Homer and Abe coming the opposite direction. So the car goes end over this cliff a few dozen
my God,
times.
Yeah, it feels very reminiscent of the Homer going over the gorge thing.
Yeah.
It's funny that this came up again after we covered that.
Yeah.
But they literally repeat the animation 3 times.
Yeah.
It's the same animation because it's the same little bits on the mountain that they cover.
Yeah.
Oh.
Then it lands and it's okay. Grandpa starts driving forward, but then he goes through a road end and then parts on a cliff and Wile E. Coyote collapses down.
Yeah.
It goes end over end again, crashes. Homer gets out and is like, and Abe's like, oh, son, you're going to have to save me. Homer gets out his phone, dials 911.
Very slowly.
Yeah.
And then
Abe says, oh, I'm going to be in hospital for a while, and
I want you to visit every week, and then when I come out, I need to stay at your house.
Yep. And there's not going to be any inheritance left. And
yep. To which Homer closes his flip phone, reaches into the car, grabs Abe's nose and mouth, and just squeezes till the old man is dead.
It is done with shots going between Abe being suffocated and Homer's just sinister, almost dead eyes.
This fucking die, old man.
Just looking down into the camera, essentially, with this evil
Yeah.
glare. And Abe struggling, but still out of it from the multiple car crashes and just literally dying on screen.
Yeah.
And this was all to serve up Homer's just daydreaming while he's sleeping while he's driving his daughter somewhere.
And he wakes up and is like, oh, why'd you wake me up? I was having such a wonderful dream.
You
It's
always wake up at the best part. It's like, holy shit, man. You've got serious problems.
So, this is something that he totally intended to do in the dream and something that he likes living out. This is horrible. And it bears no weight on the rest of the episode at all.
No,
Except sets you up to go, what the fuck is going on in season 19 of The Simpsons that they thought this was a good idea?
Baffling. So I think that's the big thing that sticks out about this episode.
But like I said, it's just so awful that even in a dream sequence, there's not a recovery from this.
No, and especially because it's the way they did it and the way they used the camera angles to make it look like he was doing this in such a sinister way. It was uncomfortable.
I don't think this has been anything this sinister even in a Treehouse
Yeah, this was
episode.
hardcore.
Because there was no jokes to it.
Yeah, and there's nothing to indicate this is a dream sequence before Homer wakes up. There's no weird coloration or odd characters. You think of other ones where we know their dream sequences when he's, dancing, honey, honey, do.
Yeah.
It's
blurred at the
hallucination.
edges or whatever.
Or he's dancing with a giant lollipop.
Yeah, exactly.
Or they've telegraphed to make sure, this is not the usual world. This is something a bit left of center. And they didn't do anything setting that up with, either the filters or the music or anything.
How does the pitch in the writer's room work for this bit? Okay.
How
so what
did it get
about
approved?
he murders his father and then you're like, oh, just a dream.
Fake
waka
out.
waka. You thought he committed a crime.
That's
they are the ones who committed the crime.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, honestly, bad work, guys. This was just bad work.
Is this the worst opening to a Simpsons episode
I
ever?
dare say yes. I can't think of a worse one. Even in the ones we've categorized as the worst episodes we've seen, did not start this horribly. Where one of my first notes is just super jerk Homer. Wait, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I just saw you just 2 big lines across the page. It's that's it because it's bad. There's horrible joke telling and thinking you're funny.
Yeah.
And then there's this, which is just no jokes whatsoever.
Like, who would think that was funny?
No, there's no reason for it either. It's not setting up a theme later on in the episode. It's not tying into anything. And this is an episode that foregone the standard intro. So they cut time out of the normal proceedings of an episode to make room for this.
It's just,
Let's be edgy, guys. It's 2008? No, 2005, 6?
It was 2008.
Jesus. Was that when edgelords were king?
I don't
Maybe.
know, man. All right, well, let's leave that just monolith of awful.
Yeah, let's rank this thing right now.
No, that was the rest of an episode, unfortunately.
Oh.
So for better or worse, what story parts stuck out as... Fuck, I keep saying stuck out to you guys.
Should we just pretend that front bit and just talk about the rest of the episode?
Yeah, I say we talk about the rest, and but that front bit is going to weigh this down so hard.
Yeah. Oh, that's coming up again in this conversation. Do not you worry.
Okay. Story point I liked. Okay, so they get the idea to fake a natural disaster to get money from the government.
That
There's
was
a bit
good.
where a FEMA agent is like, okay, well, when did this tornado happen? And okay, we're just going to need $2,500 for your processing fee. And then it just cuts straight to, well, we were conned by a fake FEMA agent.
Yeah.
I got a laugh out of that. That was
Yeah.
easily the highlight. I think that's my only up arrow on this entire episode.
Jordan?
I just had bad jokes. Like so many there's things that just didn't need to happen. Like they joke about murder, but then they're like, oh, son, go get my suicide axe.
Yeah.
And then there's like
It's like, no suicide. And he's like, okay, later.
Yeah. So this is actually setting up a theme in the episode where Homer makes about 3 or 4 comments that he wants to abandon his family. And they're so out of place. None of them are funny. And because they're hitting that repetition, it's like, then fucking go, you cunt.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, okay, once you can maybe make a joke out of it. When he does it 3 times, it's like, you're not really joking, are you? Like, if you have a friend who makes a joke about something like that, like, oh, really thinking about leaving my wife? You're like, if they do that 3 times, you're like, you're actually thinking about this, aren't you?
Maybe that's something that you could have used to improve this episode slightly, is that Lurline's deadbeat dad does give Homer the idea to just fucking, grab the car and just hit the highway.
Yeah, and then maybe he stands up to her and says, no, I mean, they're not perfect, but they're my family, and I'm not.
But what motivation do you give him to do that, though? Like, what is there's nothing in the episode that we get.
Yeah, no.
To make Homer go like, oh, my life is so awful. Like, he's got it really fucking good.
No, and that's what makes those comments that he makes even more awful, is the family's giving him no reason, he's giving no reason, and there's no reason for him to be making these comments because it's not setting up anything.
He's just all up, I wish I could run away for 30 years.
Yeah. And commit suicide via axe.
Have all the ways to do it.
The things about the story that stick out to me, this is a fucking plot baton episode, just absolutely to its core, is we're setting up a plot point. Here's a joke. Next plot point. Here's another plot point. It's like it's
plot baton is a good term.
Is this the do you think the prototype for all the HD episodes that they made, where it was just like, now this happens, now this happens, now this happens?
No, I feel like this is a trend they were hitting a bit earlier than season 19. But yeah, this is like right on the cusp of the HD era as well. So
yeah,
it does smell a lot like high definition. High definition filth. I'm tired. So yeah, because the story itself goes, non sequitur, Homer kills Grandpa. Lisa discovers Mayor Quimby's got no money.
Yeah.
Well, no, she tells that through like, oh, it's Girl Scout cookies, and he's all like, oh, we don't have any money.
I didn't mind the whole him going, oh, I'll pay you back next week, but double. And she goes, I didn't get the skepticism badge for nothing.
Yeah, and that was right. But then it goes, well, if you don't give me the cookies, I'll pass a law that means you can have gay scout leaders.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I almost forgot a joke.
But I would support that motion. Of course you would.
Yeah, but then he like grabs the cookies and trying to wrestle them from it. It's like, you didn't even want these to begin with.
No.
Why are you now fighting for them?
Yeah.
Fighting an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
Who then, after he reveals, Springfield's got problems, she comes back, I've been doing your books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An 8-year-old just, audited the entire town.
What? Why was it Lisa? Why wasn't it just blue-haired lawyer?
Yeah, or Frank, or anyone who would have access to, like, tax records.
Yeah, so, like, they've already set up that Lisa and Quimby are at odds in this episode, and now she's working for, like,
Well, I guess, I wonder if it's maybe because she loves the town so much despite its many, 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 many flaws. And it's like, I can solve this because, she's probably one of the smartest people in the town.
Well, yeah, I mean, objectively, that's the subtext that they're going for is Lisa is a nerd and she'll do anything to do a nerdy thing. But,
And she has a good heart. She does want to help the town out. And she's like, well, we just get all these back taxes. That's easy.
Yeah. But, then it's the FEMA thing and it's the back taxes and then everyone's paid our taxes now after a couple of jokes. But there's one person, Lurleen.
Yeah.
And then Lurleen's back in town. And then she's in hideout at Simpsons.
Before that,
and then she's caught.
You've got Kent Brockman holding up a baseball bat going, let's go find her.
Let's go fucking find her.
Everyone's got like baseball bats hunting for her. It's
and they're all like looking under cars and stuff. And
so then the episode is like, oh, how's Lurleen going to pay her way out of this one? Oh, it's okay. I got a job at Moe's and now the story's actually about me looking for my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, before that, okay, so she pops on the back of Homer's car. She's like, you were the only one who was nice to me. Can you help me out? He's like, sure, I'll take you home to, Marge won't have a problem with that. It's like, you learned this lesson the first time Lurleen was around that, no, she's trying to seduce you and you love your family and you want to stay with them.
Yeah.
You gave her up for like $1.
Yeah. And I don't know how I feel about it, actually, where they go, wait, how did Mum feel about her again? And they did the teeth grinding joke
Back,
again.
well, this is why it's got the sin of pride. It's like, remember this bit?
Yeah.
Remember when he was, was it Commander of Council? No.
Colonel Homer.
Colonel Homer, that other C word.
But then they double down on it with the, I'm sure she'll be fine with it. And they drive into the garage and you just hear that muffled indistinct yelling. But they are kind of saying words because I think I heard Marge, the last bit was like, get her out of here or something like that.
Yeah, but they're doing it in such a fake mumble gibberish way to begin with. Like, we can tell you're just saying razza frazza. You don't
Rhubarb.
Fucking, there was a better way to have that scene play out. Play count. Have you seen this episode before tonight?
Oh, no.
No.
It's that genuine shock at the beginning. What about you?
Yeah, I've seen this once before and just actively avoided it since.
Obviously.
Yeah, I mean, I don't tend to revisit 19 that much. They haven't really given me a lot of reasons. There are some good moments in season 19, but I do go on. Did this feel like an episode of The Simpsons?
No.
Like I said, they abandoned everything they learned the first time around.
Yep. So the one thing I want to say about the feeling of the episode is Homer felt off for a Lurleen story.
Yeah.
Now, if you're going to go to the effort of bringing her back, why aren't you bringing back Colonel Homer? And you saw none of Colonel Homer, even when he was wearing the full cowboy suit thing.
Yes,
it still wasn't that person that Lurleen fell in love with. And yeah, it just didn't feel like the episode had an anchor to fucking hitch to.
No. It did, but it was one that was dragging it underneath the depths.
Yeah. Holding its nose and mouth as it did.
Yeah. Just quietly going, shh, die, old man.
But all the other characters, did you think Marge was on, or?
I think so, because she tries to abandon Lurleen. She's like, where do you live? Drops her off at like a flaming bucket. And then she's like, I can't just leave you there, So she's still wary of her, but is like, does the right thing, which is a Marge thing to do. She's like, okay, I will take you in.
Yeah, but then she, helps her out and everything, helps fight, spends all that time trying to find her dad, a really nice thing for her. Then at the end, when, she helps out by dressing up like Homer or Colonel Homer. Yeah. And then afterwards, she's like, if you ever see Homer again, I'll I'll strangle you with your hair extensions or something like that.
Yeah, that's right. I noticed they were fake.
I'll do to you what my husband does to his father in his dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was weird to see Marge so I don't know, animalistically defensive over it, and especially when Homer is giving absolutely no signals that he's even interested in helping Lurleen, let alone falling in love with her again. Or not that he did in the beginning.
No.
Because, he's completely oblivious as well that obviously she is still completely hung up on him. Because you see, these are my ex-husbands or whatever, and they're all just
Homer in costumes.
Homers, yeah.
Surprised she didn't also fall for Guy Incognito.
You should see more of that guy.
But yeah, I mean,
and that could have been even an opportunity where, I fell in love with this guy, Herb Powell. You might have heard of him. He owns Powell Motors. That guy.
Yeah.
I think Homer was a little too jerk-arsey in this episode. I don't think everyone else was entirely off point.
There was a couple of little things that just were like, that's really quite extreme. Like when Lurleen kind of rejects Lenny and he walks away going, someone's getting a snake in their mailbox.
Yeah.
Jackass Lenny.
Yeah. But then the other one where
she rejected Lenny?
Yeah.
I like that. Sorry, yeah?
The other one where it was just an extreme version of Bart, right? So where'd your money go? Up your nose or between your toes?
Yeah. So that's like a heroin joke?
Yeah.
Heroin and cocaine, yeah.
Oh, and
wasn't the only heroin reference.
Yeah.
No, that one was even worse.
So when Marge does find Lurleen's father and he goes, oh, that's big news. I better whiskey up this cornflakes. And then...
I better heroin up this orange juice.
But then he puts it in, looks away, looks back down and squeezes the rest of the syringe into the orange juice.
I'm going to need more heroin in this orange juice.
Yeah, and it goes a bit more orange. And, I don't know everything about the heroin, but I'm pretty sure that's not how it works.
I'm
pretty
100% sure that's not how it works.
Let's get into your bloodstream, and that ain't going to work.
No.
Here, drink this heroin is not a thing I've ever seen in a Danny Boyle movie.
Yeah, this is officially the first time that anyone has heroined up their orange juice.
Yeah.
So points for originality, but not the good kind.
wasting
Well,
that
it
money.
does tie into his character. You know, he's a bad father. He's a bad drug addict.
Yeah, there you
Why?
go.
Yeah, and that was the thing, like, with his shirt that just said no child support.
And then when he was, doing the Dixie Chicks and wearing the light-up version of it.
Yeah.
And, the fucking ham boning.
He sucks at ham bone.
Can we talk about the ham boning? My God.
I didn't even know that was a thing
That's a
until...
thing.
And it was just really... made me uncomfortable to watch it, to be honest.
Well, there's a bit where he ham bones during her song, and he's not in time. And it
No, he isn't. Yeah, that middle song, the second...
bad song number 1, I wrote it down.
Yeah. Wait, that wasn't the Daddy Issues song, was it? No.
Oh, no, sorry.
Daddy's back home and he's doing stuff.
Okay, the first song where she's singing about missing her dad, that one was pretty good. I'll give her that. That felt very country. The second one, she's like, Daddy's home and I'm feeling like a daughter. And he's like, and he's like out of time.
And especially after the whole Ralph Harris thing, that
I
whole
was about to say, sounds like an
breathing.
asthmatic Ralph Harris.
Masturbating. But it was because it is all just knee slappy sounds. So ultimately, the sound effect of it was,
yeah,
and it sounds creepy.
Yeah, it was really. It didn't make me, especially because the animation they did he was slapping his thighs really close to his crotch as well.
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh, please stop, please stop, please
The
stop.
best
please stop.
sound comes from our crotch.
Oh, that's where the thigh is the fattiest.
Yeah. Get slapped there, boy.
Mm.
Yeah, the whole ham bone thing was uncomfortable. And in the Dixie Chicks, they're singing a medium pace song, then he comes in with the ham bone, and it was just awful and awkward and terrible.
We all know when they're doing a live performance, they stop in the middle so the person who wrote it can come out and do something. Yeah, that happens all the time.
Yeah, every time Elton John performs a song, by the way, I'm bad at writing lyrics, so I have this guy, bring him out.
They didn't play harmonica or some shit. I don't know. Yeah.
So the wackiness of this episode.
Oh, so much
Wiggum
whack.
jumps off the Simpsons roof. First of all, why is he up there? Second of all, why do you think he could jump off a second-story roof?
Yeah.
He just lands so awkwardly.
know,
He
it's
just
like,
breaks
that
so many
hurts.
bones.
Femurs shattered.
Yeah, and they make the effort to look like he's landed in a way where he needs to get on a gurney. He can't stand.
Yeah.
And
But
then
they
they
just-
have him stand up and then Wiggum Lou corner.
And they just
Waka
brush
waka.
him off or brush him down. And
Ooh, where did you do that, Chip? I don't know, Lou.
I just wanted to be extraordinary.
Extraordinary.
Yeah. Why would the whole town think that Lurleen is just hiding somewhere in
Yeah,
Springfield?
you think she'd have fucked off to another state or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Anyway, but then it turns out that they fuck you over by just putting her in Homer's car anyway.
Yeah.
But there was so of little consequence to Lurleen anyway. Everyone's on a fucking beat her up manhunt for her. They find her, unceremoniously process her in the legal system, and then, in one scene, she's like, oh, it's okay, I've got a job now, but what I really care about is Daddy.
Mm.
Yeah. The otter joke was pretty wacky with Abe just coming in with an otter.
Yeah, Lazy Song 1, where they're all like...
So
Something
Daddy's
rhymes with
back,
daughter.
and I'm feeling like I oughta. Yeah, he's with me, and I'm his daughter. And then they do this weird, teleporting Marge and Lisa,
is Estee Lauder.
which doesn't even fit syllabically.
Well, she teleports into the shower, and then the next shot, she's just back dressed and singing, and it's like,
And dancing in
fucking
time.
God.
Why not cut to Ned doing it? You know, he could lean out his window and go, "My shampoo is Estee Lauder, or Estee Diddley Lauder," and at least fill up the syllable
Or he's reading the
quota.
Bible and going, I'm reading about Christian slaughter.
Yeah, why not? And
No,
what was
it's pronounced Slater?
and
Not where I come from.
And Lisa had another awkward one as well, tying into that.
Everyone shut up, I'm reading Harry
Harry
Potter.
Potter.
Yeah. Wait, so Harry Potter and Angelica Button exist side by side?
Yeah, actually, there's this
Yeah.
episode, the worst episode ever covered recently, called Husbands and Knives, which has the weirdest mix of Powports and legitimate comic
References,
books.
yeah.
Can't wait to do that one. In that I can wait.
Hooray, I suppose.
It's horrendous. Where was I going? Wackiness. and-
More wackiness. There's just that one shot, like the 3D camera, like where they didn't animate it. There was the, like, with the Dixie Chicks
Yeah.
and the swooping camera that came down. And it was like the one shot that they decided to do like 3D rendered.
Yeah.
I was like, that's strange. Why do that of all things? And just that, is it supposed to symbolize the TV or what's going on with that?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's one of those weird moments where putting a bit of money into the animation actually makes the show not look like The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Like, this is why, if you're on Twitter or Tumblr, go check out the Nightmare Simpsons account. They pull the focus on all the poorly drawn background characters.
Oh, man, yeah.
And there's, like, some that are like, why did they think no one would ever notice this? And how did
Lump
it take...
with hat. Yeah.
Lump with hat, Pumpkin Man, the weird superhero that's in the Homer's Odyssey. So.
Five nose guy or something.
Yeah. Sometimes my nose touches my chin. And giraffe neck girl and
Oh, yeah. The weird, the wacky bailiff idea.
it was-
I thought if we acted like People's Court, then this would become the People's Court.
Well, a bailiff can dream.
What?
No, he can't. Yep.
Just what? Let's go to the heart of this episode.
What heart?
None. Because, they had this thing where they're setting up Lurleen and her dad building up back again, and, like, he fucks off. But I don't feel like they gave the story proper redemption.
No.
Just having the Dixie Chicks implied beating him up with a guitar, like...
Yeah, he definitely didn't get comeuppance at all.
It wasn't satisfying, at least.
No.
I did like how she goes, I don't know how to put my feelings with this thing, and picks up the guitar, and you're like, oh, fuck it. Here comes bad song number 4.
Yep, and then whomp.
So that was a good misdirect to me.
But I think it wasn't earned, any of it. None of the daddy-daughter stuff was really earned at all. Like, you didn't feel like, oh, that is kind of heartwarming and nice. It's just like, come on, Lurleen. Like, he's a scumbag. Like, he's going to double cross you.
He's just back. Like, if he'd been back and like, now that I'm back, I'm going to be your manager. And we're going to get you back on your feet. And we're going to be a team. If he'd done that, it would have, and then he betrays and steals the song.
Yeah, because he can get the song at a much better deal through the Dixie Chicks, so that's why he cuts her out and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and especially when they did do the Dixie Chick songs. By the way, they played themselves in this episode. They were fine.
Yeah, they were fine.
And they do the song that's parodying the song that they just did, the Daddy's Back and Spending Time with Daughter. But they changed the lyrics to We're Back and We're Feeling Patriotta.
Yeah.
Like, this is lazy writing. You're parodying original song that you wrote. If the fucking rhyme didn't fit, then write a new song.
But I thought
My
that was
God.
that was the point. It was like,
it was
hey,
so
we're gonna
fitting.
we're gonna make this song work for you. Like, that was the idea. Is like, I've got the lyrics may not be great, but it needs to rhyme like this in this scheme. So we'll just make it like this, and we'll just make it seem like you're just being like folksy and home down.
Yeah, I don't know.
whatever.
Patriotta.
I don't know, man. Patriotta, I feel like that's just lazy writing.
Oh, it is, but
And especially because the Dixie Chicks do the same joke where they start rhyming with a bunch of irrelevant things.
yeah.
And it's...
Used to watch Welcome Back, Carter.
Yeah, we used to watch it. Do you remember that, kids? Oh, my God. Where was the heart in this episode, guys?
Where was the heart? I'm pretty sure it was in Abe's chest as it slowly stopped beating.
We really should have, bailed out when Abe did, that's for sure.
He didn't even get a chance Didn't get a fighting chance at all.
Nope.
Oh, dear.
Look, the episode didn't have to end with Lurleen and her dad reconciling or anything, or
No.
him learning the error of
it
his
would have been
ways.
kind of cool to her just have, you suck and I don't need you anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, this experience has truly taught me that I need you out of my life, rather than the thing is like, oh, I'm touring with the Dixie Chicks now.
Mm.
Yeah,
it's good, Lurleen.
Thank you. That's actually my Beverly D'Angelo impression.
Okay, good.
Just slightly tweaked it. And also, she was clearly not the same age when she recorded this episode first.
No.
How though?
I
What are
mean,
you talking about?
when she recorded the first Lurleen episode, I'm tired.
I know.
I'm tired and cranky.
I'm just being a dick.
Yeah, she definitely sounded older. Not much older, but definitely a lot more.
As I said at the time, it sounds like someone's kicked her in the throat.
Yeah, well, I mean, she was supposed to have been living rough for the last however many years
Yeah.
Yeah.
since the last time she cropped up.
Yeah, and they did a joke a few seasons ago where she's on the red carpet and
Yeah.
she goes, "I've been sleeping under it," and it sounded like they got Lunch Lady Doris to do it.
Lunch Lady Laurie.
So yes or no?
No. If only to confirm that it wasn't a fever dream.
What would you change?
That beginning, definitely.
You got to just
Yeah.
No,
remove it. Remove
just-
it
yeah.
entirely. There's no point. There's
Yeah,
no need.
slice it out. Put in a goofy, wacky dream sequence, if anything.
Yeah, I don't know how you change what exists of this episode to improve, and I think it's not a bad well to redraw from. It's just
Yeah, it's just they didn't take it anywhere that I
No.
gave a fuck about.
You've just got to do something very quick that sets up Lurleen knows back taxes and get her career. Talk about her career being back on track. Nothing to do with her dad. Forget the dad storyline.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
sick-
you know
that
She
didn't
can't
add.
travel interstate. She can't tour because
Yeah.
she's got a warrant out for arrest
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
Springfield
no,
tax evasion.
Start with Mayor Quimby doing something, trying to spend money on something absurd and finding out there is no money, and then being like, you people, we need to get your back taxes.
Yeah.
Mm.
No, that would be fine, and a much express way to do it that could
Yeah.
have left a lot more room for Lurleen to be there. And she can't find a good manager in town. That's why she needs to go back to the only manager she ever trusted.
Yep.
And then you're setting up excuses for Colonel Homer to reluctantly come back into the fray. And I'd change everything is what I'd change.
Yeah, there's a lot of work.
I think what we're saying though is basically just focus on one story point. Just take one and don't do the baton pass like you said.
The episode had a serious case of ADD.
Yeah.
And man, I have so many bad notes.
Wait, ADD,
Oh.
you mean a dead dad?
Yeah, damn it, you go on.
Nice one. So the musical moments, yeah, I agree. It was a bit let's set up the plot now with a song, the first one.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
kind of liked it.
Because it was a decent song. It was very country, a little bit sad. And I do like where Maggie's in her crib and she gets the play phone and holds it up and it goes to the one eyebrow baby who's crying on the other end of the phone.
I like to think that they're actually doing a Back to
Little
the
bit of
Future.
Back to the Future. You know that sound you've been looking for? Listen to this.
Baby to the Future. I
Yeah.
love it.
Snowball and Sensible Hopper holding each other as well.
Yeah. No, some cute setups for this song.
I
feels-
thought the lyrics of the song were a bit this is very
It's very
cliche.
plot set up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Setting up the plot.
yeah.
But
when-
it was fine. It worked. It got us to the next point.
yeah. Any other notes, BT?
No, I'm out. So I'm just gonna
I have still
mic drop my notebook.
I still have 2/3 of a thing of notes. I'm really sorry.
Go for it, man.
Good things.
Yep.
One, the name of one of the cookies was Don't See Don'ts instead of Dosey Does.
Yeah.
Yeah, another good sign gag I liked, our latest town model, Springfield, good.
Yeah, we spent all the money on that.
Yeah.
And the other sign gag, which was the town meeting, and it said,
Yeah.
hospitals or firemen, you decide.
Wow.
Today, and then there was one, it was a motel sign where it said, today's judge, and it was either nonsense or no nonsense. The rest are all jokes I didn't like.
And how many of those have you got?
Several. Okay, weirdly, Lurleen Lumpkin's seen here, and it's the one playing with Kermit, and she's saying bunk with me, Kermit.
Yeah, she's doing bunk with me tonight, and that was fine, a little Miss Piggy gag, and then
But is she seriously suggesting that she would fuck a frog?
a lot of celebrities suggest that they'd fucked Muppets on the Muppet Show.
Yeah. There's been some sexual tension there.
Fuck Miss Piggy.
There's a
Fine.
great. I think it's Cindy Crawford is on Muppets Tonight. She flirts with the bear.
Oh yeah.
Ozzy.
No, different bear. I forget what his name is.
Oh, the one who's got like
Muppets Tonight Bear.
black eyes, and he's like, you can tell there's a grown man in the costume.
I really can't remember. But,
Not the piano playing one.
No,
Okay.
that's Rolf.
That's
He's a
Rolf,
dog.
yeah.
But then that leads to Bart saying, she wanted to bunk his brains out.
Yeah, that was
So
uncomfortable.
Very gross for a
Hey,
10-year-old
who's
to
this
say.
woman that wanted to fuck my dad?
Yeah, totally. And like that ties into what I really didn't like about Large. Marge is like, hey, Mum, great for your tits. They're really giving us a new life. Another Bart line that I hated in this episode was, oh, Lurleen, this barbecue's delicious. My diet starts tomorrow.
Yeah.
And did it in that Oprah cadence.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
that delivery. Like, it could have been a fine line if it's, oh, well, my diet starts tomorrow. It was my diet starts tomorrow.
Yeah,
I was like,
this is
ugh.
going straight to my thighs.
But then she goes, it's a possum or something, or squirrel meat or something.
Yeah.
And they all go, ooh. And he goes, I'm just kidding, it's chicken. And Lisa goes, double ooh. But it's like, well, you must have known it was meat of some kind.
Yeah, surely
you
that's
moron.
equal ground for a vegetarian.
Oh, as if you can't tell it was meat.
Yeah.
Mm,
No,
was-
I think she was saying, I don't care. Sorry.
The stupid Homer gag where he's like, oh, and I'm going to eat a steak with a spoon and then
Yeah.
walk on the
Reverse
ceiling.
psychology, yeah.
That's one of the moments where I was like, is this happening?
So dumb. The daddy's special pair, even if he'd got them to sit properly on his lap, is still a creepy fucking thing to put on a shirt.
Yeah.
And that excludes Maggie as well. And
Yeah.
and then when he was like, I got a photo of my butt, so what?
He's
Yeah.
like,
I still got
"Uh,"
the t-shirt printed.
and because he's like, what? I'm proud of this shirt. Oh, you're.
Yeah.
That whole there's like 20 seconds of Marge exposition, which is like, I've looked up all lumpkins in all 500,
Mhm.
and that Asian man something
Lumpkin.
Oh.
Mm.
Ugh.
Yeah, you could have left it as a line of just, I tried everyone, even the guy who's only remotely sounds like Lumpkin.
Yeah, but then you had to cut to someone doing a bad
Mm.
impression of a racist Asian accent. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing yellow voice.
Yeah. It doesn't really work in The Simpsons, is it? Could
no,
be
they,
anyone.
they weirdly actually paint Asians as like more beige. It's
Yeah.
actually an interesting
Yeah,
thing.
true.
Yeah. Like Akira and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was just thinking about that. And then I just got a couple of anal corners.
Go for it.
Final anal corner.
Final.
When Marge is driving away and the hobos are like,
Mhm.
you got to clean out the toilet. Okay, where is it? You're holding it.
Yeah.
And then she starts screaming, and she's like 100 meters down the
Yeah,
road. There's no way
yeah.
she would have fucking heard that.
And also, this is where she lives. She would have known the procedure for the toilet by
yes,
now.
she would have.
So much anger.
Where have you been peeing, Lurleen?
Yeah.
Where? Good.
Where the fuck? Wait, is it Lyle? No.
Her dad? Royce.
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 Why did Royce think that it would be fine for him to appear like on TV on a Dixie Chicks thing? Like, did he think Lurleen just would not see him?
Yeah.
Or why was he like, yeah, I'm running away from her and I'm going to steal a song, but I'm going to appear publicly?
To his credit, what were the odds the Simpsons would be watching the TV at the exact moment that song came on?
Yeah, it was dumb, defied logic, and yeah, it feels like one of these things where they're racing through the plot so fast they're hoping you don't pick up and, go, wait a minute, step into my anal corner.
Yes, exactly. I didn't mind this one. It was like, but he's the best and the most moral record producer you've ever had. And they're like, oh, he's got a point there. And he goes, yes, but in human terms, he's deplorable.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
the fact that record producers just
Take that,
so
music
awful.
industry.
Yeah.
Ouch. Need some ointment for that burn.
All right, I've just got some quick fire notes before we rank this thing. Moe's thing with Manuel.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like, oh, you have to share your tips to Manuel, which is me and a mustache. So it can just be you.
And now I'm in the mustache, and you're going to like working here, eh?
I'm clearly a different person, even though you saw me put the mustache on and I told you about it. Yeah, who are you fooling, Mo?
Yeah.
Reed Harrison, you've got a lot to answer for, like why you thought any of this was funny. Like, she removed all the pop from all our pop foods.
But oh god, I forgot about that. And then that removes pop from the Snap, Crackle, and Pop.
Yeah.
And then pause the thing, and then Bart says some line like thinking he's all high and mighty, and then just starts like eating it off the floor.
He says, yeah, you'd think living in a house full of crazy people would be fun, but it's actually really depressing.
And he's just
It's like, my God.
We also return to the anal corner.
Yeah.
Because she would have cut pop out of the box, but that's not the bag inside the box.
Well, maybe they tip out. Maybe they tip it out and just chuck it into the
They're
box because
not
they're monsters.
Well, she also ruined some Pop-Tarts.
Yeah. And Popeye's chicken.
I didn't mind the line when Dixie Chicks are like, well, what can you offer us? Cash money. Ooh, we can buy things with that. And, I think their performance was good, and actually the material for them wasn't that bad. And this was hitting on this whole thing where, man, when Dixie Chicks came out against George W. Bush in the war in Iraq, they were ostracized.
They got hit hard.
As country artists, they were, not allowed to play the places they were once selling out. And the final thing with, Lurlane's last fling guy, Lurlane, I need $100 for beer. Oh, he's a keeper. It's just... so much of this episode is how fucking dumb do you think your audience is?
Yeah.
Very.
Slow head shake.
Slow indeed.
And apparently very forgiving that you think you can start off an episode like that and then just be like, hey, we're going to give you this pile of shit to eat.
So bewildering.
Let's rank it already. All right, our last fucking ranking of this marathon, which we've been almost doing for 12 hours. Holy shit.
Woohoo!
10 hours at least. BT, kick us off.
Well, considering failure. Failure. This is I'm just stunned that beginning makes no sense, and even though the remainder of the episode isn't terrible, it's not enough to recover from that. So it's still part of the episode, it's still unforgivable. It's so fucking weird and terrible, and the rest of it just isn't anywhere near good enough to resurrect this horrid mess.
Yeah.
Jordan?
Ooh. I'm actually really excited because I was like, I kind of want something to be a bit different. I want something to be really, honestly, horribly, that we could just all agree this is a shit episode and let's pay the crap out of it. So this one is a failure. Hooray, hooray.
Yeah,
I think, you know what? Even without the opening minute and a half, I still might have given this one a failure.
Yeah.
I still hated it. I really hated it so much that...
I feel like without that beginning bit, we would have focused more on how this dragged up an old episode and kind of fucked it up a little bit.
Yeah. Just really just had nothing going for it. The plot just meandered all over the place, and but instead it made itself a double failure essentially by including that first minute and a half, and then just going on to just not even remotely redeem itself.
Nope.
No, I was struggling to think of ways you could change and fix this episode. And look, the solution exists, but what exists as the episode, as the open,
it's not the episode anymore.
Yeah, it's barely the skeleton because, man, and this is what I hate about any sequel really, that brings all these elements back in a way that doesn't help the first, pay tribute to the first, explore the same character dynamics, but a few months later, what has become of Lurleen, and is Colonel Homer still there in some degree? No. In that Lurleen episode, he was a father that was becoming jaded and needed a break and found his escapism, and there was so much complexity in that, but there was no chance he was ever going to cheat on Marge.
And found the escape was not what he wanted.
No. He wanted to help some down-and-out woman share her voice with everybody, but... And that was complex emotion that's explored. This one explored so little. It was so surface. It was a plot baton, and this is a fucking failure.
All right, unanimous.
Oh, man, that is such a good note to end on. I feel just so cathartic. It's...
because we're gonna get the last. We're not gonna be tired. We'll just participate and move on without no, this is invigorated with hatred.
No, it really is, and I'm thankful that the dice rolls had gotten us to this point where it ended on this, because I was actually surprised how many episodes I didn't fail tonight. But okay, this will join other unanimous failures as I'm gonna see if I can list them all in one breath.
Good luck.
Future drama, The Italian Bob, Little Big Girl, Funeral for a Fiend, The Devil Wears Nada, The Blue and the Grey, Mo goes from Rags to Riches, Lisa goes Gaga, White Christmas Blues, What to Expect When Butts is Betting, The Must Who Fell to Earth, Treehouse of Horror 26, Love is in the N2O2, ARCO2, NEHECH4, Monty Burns' Flea Circus, The Cat in the Hat.
Yay!
I started panicking when I got to Love is in there.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's going to cap you.
I was about to say, I'm surprised that every time you've mentioned it, you've gone with the whole chemical symbol rather than just saying love is in the air. But
well, that's its title.
Yeah, I know, but it's it's air.
I know.
Yeah. Anyway, wait, the Cat in the Hat, no, that was the Fat in the Hat. That was the Treehouse one, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, the Cat in the Hat. That was one that we did. The Bart's Guilt.
Yeah, that was
yeah.
that.
Yeah, this deserves to be down in the dumps. Yeah, this was the last toxic, disgusting hurdle of the Wasteland we had to wade through tonight.
Thank goodness.
Guys, thank you very much for joining me for this marathon episode.
I know, we did it. We made it to the other side.
Yeah.
I can't
we made it
believe
to the settlement. Fucking made it to Megaton or whatever.
Yep, we got there. There's a well. There's fresh water.
Yeah.
There's bedding.
Ah.
We're going to sleep well tonight.
It was a harrowing experience, but, I think I'm going to come out of the other side a lot brighter, more optimistic.
I you know what? I'm actually very proud of us.
I know, we did
Considering
it.
we were kind of like, we'll probably only get 3 or 4 done.
Yeah.
We're like, let's just do another one. Let's just do another one.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
fuck it. Let's do it all. We'll do it all.
We gave ourselves a task and we did it.
And now it's 25-4. And
Shit. We better head to bed then.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, that has been Jordan,
Hello, bye.
and that has been BT.
Again, totally accurate.
And I've been your host, Elliot J. O'Neill. Thank you for joining us for this special of the toxic Teenage Wasteland. That's all the mustard in the wasteland! Woo! Thank you for checking out the Simpsons Index podcast. Don't forget to go to www.thesimpsonsindex.com for the spreadsheet and information about upcoming episodes.
And for today's extra content,
All right, and we're at hour 16 of our expedition.
Through the wasteland.
Oxygen levels are running low.
Each other looking more and more delicious and edible.
But look, over yonder. Could it be civilization?
No,
Oh.
It's just another...
just more wasteland.
It seems to be a trash pile of just palm fronds, probably from the last administration that were to have power in this area.
We thought we saw an oasis. It was merely rats. Everything is rats out here in the wasteland.
Their tails sometimes all tied together to make a rat king. All hail the rat king.
I quest to find a rat queen, yet none so far.
Did we say that the last... I mean, it was pretty obvious, but you said the last one was Lost, right? Did we mention that? I can't remember.
I don't think we
God,
did. I feel like it's pretty obvious.
It's only been like
Yep.
an hour ago, but God, I can't remember it.
It's very. If it's about giant boobs, it's probably sloth.
Probably about...
Lust.
Lust.
Whatever. Shut up.
What did you...
Giant sloth titties for this man over here.
Just lazy titums.
So, guys, what did you feel? I mean, feel.
Oh god, it's happening.
Titties.
Finally.
Wackiness, bumps.
Yeah.
What was the song called again? I like the stuff you do, or whatever.
Oh, I like the things in you or something like that.
The things
or
you're made of, the stuff, the
some-
stuff of
You have lots of stuff.
you have all that junk in your front.
Front junk, yeah. Yeah, the heart moments though.
Was Marge doing it at first as well? I
Yeah.
thought Homer
Yeah.
was doing it, and then Marge like picked up and started doing it. But I was just maybe
what
I
I
was
think?
looking at Homer first.
You know what I think?
There is no other answer. My alligator logic proclaims. Sorry, I'm trying to do crocky butt.
Crocubot? What the?
This is a fantastic study into what happens when you're too overexposed in mediocre Simpsons.
Yeah,
All
this,
right.
this is what happens when you walk through a desert of nothing,
Yeah.
looking for rat kings. And I'm gonna refresh the vocal cords with a. What do we got here? Shots of Szechuan schnapps. Shots of Szechuan schnapps. Six Scotchmen sculling shots of Szechuan schnapps.
I am Werner Herzog, and I recommend doing shots of Szechuan schnapps.
Oh wow, tongue twisters in accents. That
Yeah.
sounds fun. Ooh, Canadian, eh? What about if you're Canadian saying Oprah and Uma bought an okra puma? It's actually more fun in Canadian.
I have chosen frozen lederhosen, eh?
I have chosen Frodo Scrolls and Lederhosen.
It's made of moose hide there.
Ooh. The moose in the caboose has come loose.
The mouse in the house has come caboose. All right, let's do this.
More southern states, which are traditionally red states. So
Yeah. Oh, their music is as fucking pickup truck as a gopher butter.
You need to sleep, man.
Gopher gravy. No, but yeah.
that sounds worse. That sounds like some kind of weird gopher cum.
Nope. I knew you were going to say the words gopher cum.
Yeah,
and I wanted to avoid that as hard as
stop
possible.
me.